Yeah. Money make the world go round. I'm trying to get it all right now. Everybody worry about the crown big. Look, homie, I'm the man right now. Talking to a peon, kind of time we on. Don't roll like the kind of take eons. Got a little buzz, it's time to go beyond. Can't look back, no time to hit rewind. Yeah, she wants to do S class. I'm like, boo, you must ask. They pour way too much in your glass. Just move your hips like a hold up class. Hit the gab, I talk that gab. Strut like up and I walk that shit. When I'm up, that's it. I'ma start living reckless. Get that bag, I'ma walk like this. Yeah, I'ma walk like this. Hit that lane, I'ma walk like this. Walk in the spot, but they all get lit. Told them on flow, let me talk my shit. Every song bang when they drop in hit. Said on the man, post stop, no miss. Over your head, next time, don't slip. Play your part, better read that script. Yeah, I'ma walk like this. Yeah, I'm steady focused on money now. I'm trying to count to 100 thou. That's daily. Brady pay me. M's and M's, no Slim Shady. Make account going so crazy. Still live it up when I'm over 80. Flying, I'm hotter than Hades. Middle fingers up to the ones when I hate me. Come with my fire, then I'm up like a drought. Everybody lying for a little bit of clout. Stay making moves like I'm trying to sell a house. That's how it be when you're raised in the South. Mama always said that this money be the death of me. Money can't buy you happy, but I never seen a sad man riding a jet ski. Time will tell, moving breakneck speed. First it was hate, now they got my steed. Took small sips, now they drinks on me. Commas in the bank, that's all I need. Business first and chill after. Set to cruise, but not the actor. Work hard, let the money stack up while y'all broke like a stress fracture. My God.
pode começar.
Suppose there are times when you lose your troubled mind. Suppose there are times when you're feeling undefined. Suppose there are days when your colors touch the ground. That's when you call me and know just what to say. We go out and on the night. We jump and touch the light. We dance and we don't sleep until we die. We don't have to worry. Drink up the night, it's early. Keep dancing, dancing, till running right.
Okay, what's up guys? It's your girl Mitch Game and we're officially live today for the finals in the PUBG Mobile East Africa Clash Games. I mean, it has been a journey. We have been here from group stage, qualifying, semi-finals, and now we're in the finals. This is day one of the finale. I'm quite excited, you know. We have all these countries playing with us tonight. We have Kenya, Somalia, Djibouti, Madagascar, Mauritius, and Ethiopia playing with us tonight. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I'm actually excited about this. I want to see where it's going to go. We want to see how the players are going to perform tonight. It has been quite tight, especially in the semi-finals. We had a lot of teams, you know, getting all the action in, a lot of very interesting fights. And for tonight, we're going to be having 5 matches. For match 1, we'll have Erangel. Match 2, we'll have Sanhok. Match 3, we'll have Miramar. Match 4, Erangel. And then for the last game of the night, it's going to be Miramar again. So basically, it's going to be a very interesting night. And I don't know about you, but let's just say we want to see as much balance as possible. If you know any team that is playing with us tonight, please give them a shout out there in the comment section. Make sure they know that you guys are supporting them, and I'm actually going to read the teams that are playing tonight. Just give me a second and I see which teams are playing. We have Rage Esports, OL Esports, Later Esports, ALTMAGICIANS, Neon Force, LALENA Esports, Invincibles, a Tactical Team, Team Unique, Blacklist, Death Dose, Ocean Galaxy, Pain Africa, Epic Esports, TYCOONS Esports, Relentless Esports, and Generation Z. So of course we're going to be having a very heavy night tonight. It's just a day one for the finals. Tomorrow will be the last day. And of course, everyone that has played, a big up to you guys. You have supported PMEA from the beginning. We're coming to a close now. And some of the viewers have actually been constant there, you know. So thank you so much as well for being there. And of course, for our beautiful production there, we have to give a big shout out to GP Esports. They have been with us from day one. And now we are about to, you know, complete this. And we are finally going into the first game of the night. And that's going to be a Wrangle. So how are you guys feeling there? We're just getting started, you know. Of course, it's going to be quite intense. It's going to be a very interesting night there. We're going to be having teams, you know, landing similar places. We're going to be having some teams choosing to have a very slow game. Some will be having a very fast game. So I don't know about the teams there, but I'm hoping that all the teams are going to be putting the best foot forward, and then we're going to be seeing how that goes. To be honest, at the end of the day, it is just the beginning of the finale. We are in day one, game one. Look at the flight path there. It's coming from the western side all the way to the eastern side. We can see some teams already have gone to their usual landing spots. I don't know about them, but I hope a place like Georgia Bowl is usually quite crowded. I don't know how they're going to be handling that, but I hope they have something in mind. They have a strategy on how to go about it. When we look at a place like Rozok there, we also have teams going towards its side. When we look at what's this side around almost Quarry, we also have teams going on that side as well. So yes, there's going to be a lot of fights tonight. I can see a lot of Ethiopia flags. I can see Madagascar flags as well. So big up to all the teams that are getting shouted, getting the shout outs there. People watching as well in the PUBG Mobile Somalia TikTok. I hope you guys are going to be enjoying the live tonight. We have not been there as well for quite some time, but I like that we're there as well tonight, and we're going to be seeing how it does turn out at the end of the day. We also have teams going towards Lipovka there. Lipovka is usually not that crowded, but then in the finals, it seems like teams want to go towards that side as well. Yes, Poliana is a common. It's a place we're used to people landing. We usually have a lot of third party fighting as Poliana. So, of course, that is a place of, we're going to also expect a couple of fights happening there. When we look at, let's just have a quick roundabout of where people are right now. When you look at Milta, there's a team there. They're going to be holding that place. They don't really have anyone landing where they are right now. Georgiapur is the most crowded as of now. Surprisingly, for the first time in a long time, along Quarry there, we have teams going towards that side as well. So that's, of course, going to be a little bit crazy, seeing that people are choosing to go as far as possible as they can in terms of the early game fights. No one wants to go back to lobby this early. But the good thing is, for every single team that has made it to the finals, they do get something from the prize pool. So please shout out your teams. Make sure they do as much as possible to get something from this prize pool. Looking at a place like Gatka, there it looks a little bit crowded. We know that Invincibles tends to land there. Also, Blacklist is a favorite of the Gatka side. Pain Africa usually go to Pochinki. We're used to that by now. So I wouldn't say I'm surprised to have that going on. But Paid Africa is a Pochinki goer. They're very quite common there. They usually stay on that side a lot of times. We have Tactical Team. Yes, Poliana, Comrades. They are there. They're not leaving that place. I just said Comrades, man. Forgive me for that. But we have Maze. They're coming from Torfino. Last time, while we were watching the semi-finale, we had Torfino, well, he got wiped. The S12K got two players directly. I mean, he just did an amazing reflex there, got his own first and second knock, easy peasy. So I don't know if that's going to be the same case tonight, but we're going to be watching to see if that's going to be the case. We also have Relentless Esports in the game, one of Ethiopia's best teams. You have a lot of fans there in the comment section giving them shout outs. So, of course, they need to live up to their name, because if you have all these people in the comment section vouching for you, then you definitely have to do your thing and just make sure you have your thing going on. But for now, let's have a quick look at what is happening there in the game. Just give me a second. Okay, guys, sorry about that. I'm back. So let's just have a quick look at what is happening here. Yes, it's nice to have Relentless Esports in the game. I'm just going to take a quick peek at the map just to see what is happening. I mean, where people are right now. A place like Prison, a place I haven't seen people going to, seems to be having fans tonight. They want to go towards that side. I don't know what their plan is, but we'll wait and see what they're planning to do and how they want to go about it. At the end of the day, you just have to do what you gotta do to get your points up. Your Snare Poliana as well is no longer as crowded because you have later esports going far away from that fight. They want to go towards their inner Stalba, where we have a team towards Stalba that is Tycoons Esports. Hameshki has the Ocean Galaxy as well on that end. And looking at Judgepol now, the inhabitants of Judgepol are now moving. That's quite interesting as well, because we can see Rage is now going away from that place. When it came to the semi-finals, Rage Esports, I think, were the ones who were the most impressive in that time because they got chicken dinners consecutively. They had the chicken dinners back to back. They had everything working for them. You know, they had their points up. So I don't know if that's going to be their case again when it comes to the finals, but we're just getting started. It is the beginning of the finals there. So again, let's give a big shout out to the sponsors. We have the main sponsors for the event as Esports Somalia Association. We have Kenya PUBG Mobile League. We have Riverus Foundation from Kenya, and then we have the player there. We call him Bravo. So big up to all the sponsors for making this event a success. And as it is coming to an end, I hope that you guys have enjoyed from the beginning till the end. I hope we have delivered. I hope you have enjoyed, because I mean, we have been here consistently, not missed a single one of this, not at all. We have been there from the beginning till the end. But let's see what is going to be happening. We're just getting the teams riled up now. People are now getting a little bit confident. They want to understand what is their strategy going to be. What rotation are we going to be making tonight? Why do we want to be here and not there? So yes, it's going to be quite intense. It is also going to be a little bit slow because I mean, when you're trying to get your points up, when you want to be amongst the top three, it's definitely going to be a very stressful and a tense game for you guys. You have to make the right calls. You have to trust your IDL, because if your IDL is not there, if your IDL is not active, I'm telling you, you will have a hard time. If you do not trust your IDL, I don't know how that's going to be going. But you know what? It is fine. If you're already here in the live stream, wherever you're watching from, TikTok, YouTube, just make sure you're sharing this live as much as you can. Get as many people as possible to come watch, because we are in the finale and we need all this action seen live. We need to understand which teams are going to be giving us the winner chicken dinner. The zone has already moved there. We are going into the third phase actually of the zone now. Place like Yasnaya Poliana is still crowded. Tactical team, I don't think they're going to be leaving Yasnaya anytime soon. It is a safe place to be in. The zone is safe there. People are not looking like they're going to be making any rotations. Everyone just wants to stay there, and they're taking their time. Yasnaya will be crowded, to be honest. If you can look at right at the northern side of Yasnaya there, we have at least 4-5 teams on that side. Severny is empty. One has gone to Severny. I don't know why, but Severny, Severny is just Severny. It is a very nice place to play. I don't know why people avoid it, but to me, Severny just makes sense. It is always a very good place to be in. Because a lot of action happens there. There is a lot of buildings you can use as your cover. They're easy to navigate. But then we have their team unique. There's a team passing by there. Probably we're going to be having a fight happening there as well. RAGE ESPORTS are passing by the vehicles right next to where we have team unique. We're just going to the third phase of the zone. We have 18 teams in the game, and not a single team has been taken back to lobby. How interesting is that? We can only see people getting knocked invincibles there in the LALENA ESPORTS, and now are having that thing happening on their end. We also have Relentless. You're trying to get a push there on tactical team. So yes, it is going to be a little bit tricky, but you know what? Let's keep on doing it. Liking, sharing, subbing, tapping on the screens, supporting your whichever place you're watching the live in. But make sure you're showing as much support as possible. Now we can see the tactical team seem to be interested in having a push there on the Relentless team. We have nades getting cooked up. Are we gonna be seeing any Kobe's? But then LALENA is not having an easy time. 2 players have already been taken back to lobby. Their teammates are there. Is already down. I don't know if they're going to be getting any revive happening, but then Chillboy has decided to go as far away as possible from this fight, because at the end of the day, we need our points up. Invincibles as well doesn't want to lose at any point. There is a prize pool on the line, and if it means me getting as much points as possible, then why not? We have the Relentless Esports having one of the players from tactical team all the way back to lobby. MRD also engaging in a fight, but then Zeus now might be going in for that push. We have the S1 in hand. I've been seeing players doing a good job of this shotgun. Kali there and his teammate, they're trying to get Kobe's towards the players right next to them. That is the tactical team. Beno Baby and his teammates seem to be a little bit tight there, but you have the first team. They have been taken back to lobby too early in the game. It's just the second phase of the zone, and leaving this game too early might not be the best thing for you there, but we have a push there. Beno Baby is down beautiful S12, not even S12, the S1 knock there from Zeus. Now the players from Relentless are ready to go for that push. Kali does go in for the push here. Rafinha with a knock. I told you about this guy. You have to be careful because he knows what he's doing. He's a bit confident. But when it comes to the pushing, their error does get a knock. Second knock in with the S1. 2 players are down with the same mag. Something about these shotguns. Their tactical players are not ready to lose this prize ball. And you can see Relentless player G-Man with the last one remaining, trying to get the damage there. But then FPT from error. And we have Relentless Esports have been taken back to lobby. Quite unfortunate for them as well, but then you need to have your points up as much as possible, but for them it is not the end of the night. You have 5 games to be played tonight. For game 1 is officially starting, that is Erangel, and we have 2 teams, actually 3 teams being taken back to lobby. I don't know how they're feeling about that. LALENA Esports as well, last player there from LALENA has been taken back to lobby. The 4 teams now have been taken back to lobby again. It is not easy. It's not looking easy for anyone at this point. People are being taken back to lobby one by one. We have the Neon Force getting pushed. We have the good damage there from Tony. Does try to get something happening, but then cover from Pew Pew does get him down. Neon Force is not going to be having an easy fight here as well. Rage Esports does not go down easily. We've seen Pew Pew at his element. This is not even the first time we have seen him in his element. We know how he does that thing. We know how he gets his points up, and you can see what is happening already. And they're getting the players there from Neon all the way back to lobby. It's just interesting because the teams are not having an easy time, guys. Teams are not having it easy. There is a prize pool on the line. There is a cash prize to be won, and you can see what is happening there. Epic Esports as well has been taken back to lobby. I don't know how this is happening. I don't know how people are losing these fights, but it is the finals, guys. It is the finals. We have to give it that. It is the finals. The things that are going to be happening tonight, no one can control them. At the end of the day, it is every man for himself. It is the prize pool on the line that you need to get for yourself and your team. If you do not have these points up, I don't know where you guys are going to be landing. But then the good thing is Everyone in the finals will be going home with a part of the prize pool. Just make sure you're on the higher side when it comes to receiving a part of the prize pool. Again, this is the finals. We are in day one. We're going to be having day two. That is the last day. It is going to be day two tomorrow. And we're going to be saying goodbye to the PUBG Mobile East Africa Clash games. They have been intense, guys. I don't know where you guys have been, but they have been intense. If you have been watching from day one, you know how intense they've been. RAGE ESPORTS are still on the move, still angry. They need their points up. I mean, the name speaks for who they are, but then they have Invincibles right in front of them. Invincibles, there is a team there from Kenya. We know how aggressive they are as well. So we are going to be seeing something from that side. I don't know what it is going to be, but yes, it is going to be a little bit heavy. Pan Africa losing players to ALTMAGICIANS. The zone is now closing in. We're heading into the fourth phase of the zone. It is going to get a little bit more intense. Their Pan Africa player Venom is down, was unable to get revived. Pan Africa is having a hard time there. You can see the damage. He's trying to change his position. Flash is receiving some fire from people, third party in this fight. It is the finals. I'm gonna keep saying it. It is the final. ALTMAGICIANS player their smoke. They're trying to get the damage, and the Pan Africa player Flash is down. Pan Africa losing players one by one. I don't know about you, but then it's not looking good for this team right now. We have MGC Smokey trying to get the smokes up here, trying to cover his teammates as they get the healings, as they try to regroup. Pan Africa right now has just the two players remaining. I don't know what their strategy is. I don't really know how they're going to battle it out. But then at the end of the day, where the zone is going right now, the hillside of Erangel towards Talba is the hardest place to play tonight. But then Pan Africa Ammo, that's going to knock their own Smokey. I don't think he's going to be able to get the revive there. We have Aim God as well. He's down. One person is able to get the revive here. Kelvin getting to revive one of his teammates. Pan Africa player Amo now smoking up the place, trying to get as much cover as possible. But is it going to be possible for him to get anything happening there on the MGC? The ALTMAGICIANS as well have been doing a really good job when it comes to these games. But you know what? We're just getting started, guys. This is the finale. I keep on saying, make sure the likes match the number of people watching. It is the finals. We can just hit that like button. You know, as you get focused, I know you're not gonna leave the live stream. You're going to be watching from the beginning until the end. There, Kevin does get spotted, does get knocked there. I don't think a revive will be happening here anytime soon. But then Calvin will be seeing the lobby now, because no one is going to be able to get any revive happening on his end. They are Pan Africa trying to regroup, trying to get the points up. TYCOONS Esports, on the other hand, one player is down. Smith is in lobby. Neon Forces again is taken back to lobby. So teams are just easily getting eliminated one by one. No one is surviving this. Everyone is having a hard time. But the nades are getting cooked up there. You can see what is happening. Ocean Galaxy having nades towards them. The damage is actually there, but there, Dybala is down. TYCOONS Esports are really in a tight spot right now. They need to start moving as fast as they can. But then just in front of them, they have a fight that is happening right in front of their eyes. Death Doors are trying to get the revives. Two players down, two players standing. Ocean Galaxy, nades are getting thrown towards that side. Are we going to be seeing any Kobe's now? I think there's something about this S1 that people love about this shotgun that I don't know about. But the PMEA, these players have been using this gun. I mean, from the word go, from group stage qualifying, we have had the same type, either the S12K, the DBS, and it could be the S1, it could be the double barrels. All these shotguns have been used when it comes to the PMEA games. I don't know why. I don't know what brings the energy when you're using the shotguns. I usually feel like they're a little bit tricky. I don't know about you viewers there, but sometimes it feels a little bit tricky when you're using these shotguns in the game, because as long as you miss, and let's say the opponent hypothetically, okay, has an Uzi and you missed that shot, he has an Uzi, it's going to, the firing rate for that Uzi is too fast compared to your DBS. I'm not even going to talk about the M4. He's a noob, not even a noob. He's confident. He knows his strategy with the Uzi. Decides to go for that push on you. With the Uzi, you have your DBS. You miss your first shot. You miss your second shot. I mean, you are definitely going to be having it hard there, because this Uzi guy will just take you back to lobby. But then who am I to judge the confidence of this players? We have Generation Z there watching from afar. That's going to knock on the player from Pan Africa, taking him all the way back to lobby. Pan Africa right now has one player remaining. Fireboy, the zone is about to close in. fifth phase of the zone. Teams are now getting dropped. One Invincibles, they're taking on the ALTMAGICIANS. Perfect spray there from Fireboy. Does get a knock in on the players from Generations. He's still trying to get the space there going in. There's also another team right there, right next to the players from Generation Z, and that is RAGE Esports. So right now, they're basically a sandwich. They're trying to get the revives. Later, Esports players are passing by. Bombo Clat, I mean the money, the Bombos, no, he's gonna do something there. He tries to get the nade there towards the player from Paid Africa, and it is GG's for Fireboy because he got that knock on Bombo Clat, and everyone else has been taken back to lobby. Let's go. We have now just 9 teams remaining, and we don't know how that's going to be happening. I don't know what team is going to be getting the chicken dinner, but basically people are being taken back to lobby one by one. People are being eliminated one by one. Blacklist having their teammates taken back to lobby. It's really interesting, to be honest, what is happening right now. People are having a hard time, surviving as the zone closes in fifth phase of the zone. In less than 20 seconds, they're going to be forced to go into the sixth phase of the zone. We have players, the OL, perfect Nathan on Blacklist. We have a push there happening, the DBS and the AKM. This is what I was talking about. If Gizzy doesn't get this DBS up perfectly, then that AKM might be his downfall, but then not for Gizzy, because he seems to be the man with the DBS, and he's still getting pushed there, still need to be confident, but there's an egg getting hooked up, gets another knock there, might just be a wipe here on Gizzy. He tries to go in for that push again, last player remaining, and Gizzy does get a wipe there on the players from OL Esports. 1 by 1 DBS in the play. I mean, what is that perfect wipe there from Blacklist player Gizzy? Composure is always what you need when you're playing these games. Right now we have just 8 teams remaining. The battle is going to get a little bit more intense. Now, you thought what you've seen Blacklist player Gizzy doing is intense. Just give it time. Just go and watch what is going to be happening when these teams start rotating each other, when they start flanking, when they start engaging in third-party fights. Generations cannot get revived. 7 teams remaining. The rotation is actually there. Other teams are not going to be encountering each other. We have RAGE Esports player Slazy trying to get something happening there. TYCOONS Esports as well has been taken back to lobby. Invincibles right in the middle of this fight. We have Death Doors on the right there getting knocked on the players. Whoa. RAGE Esports watching this from afar, getting knocks there on the players from Death Doors as they get the knocks there on RAGE Esports. Kobe there from later Esports. Danger does get a knock on Pain, and now Death Doors does feel the pressure. They need to get the revive, and they need to start moving. The zone is about to close in. Later Esports is rotating these games right now. Generation Z on the left side where they are right now. Every single team right now needs to start moving. The zone is about to close in. The fight's about to get a little bit intense, and now we have Death Doors Hardy just waiting on what to do next, because he's the only one standing. He needs to get the revive on his teammates in less than 10 seconds. Everyone is going to move to the next zone. There we are just in the 6th phase. 7th phase will be crazy. I don't know how they're going to survive it, but then Pain Africa player is able to survive this long and has been taken back to lobby 6. Teams are remaining. The zone is going to get a little bit intense there. Teams are going to be forced now to get closer to each other. We have Invincibles. They are taking on RAGE Esports. Zaber is already down. And for later Esports, the rotation is there. They're coming into the zone a little bit late. Teams have already secured places. They feel they're safe. Blacklist start part in this fight as well as Invincibles tries to take on RAGE Esports. We have Russian. They're trying to get a push there. Does confirm his knock. And now going in for that push. A second knock with the S12K. Might be getting the 3rd knock there. I don't know about Russian. Yo, Gizzy, Russian. These boys are not having it easy. Spiky in the building, trying to smoke up his place as well. A Kobe lands in from Gizzy. 2 shotgun players, they're getting on each other. Gizzy does get a knock there on Russian, and now it's going to be up to Spiky. Yo, nah, someone put Blacklist on a leash, because Ronaldo there does get a Kobe and takes all the players from Invincibles all the way back to lobby. 3 teams are now remaining, and it's going to be getting even a little bit more intense now, because as the zone closes, so does the teams become pressured. They are now going to be forced to go in for that push. They're going to be forced to figure out how are we going to survive this, because no way are we going to let this chicken dinner pass us. Generation Z player Zaki does get knocked there. We have smokes getting thrown towards the mollies, nades. Every single trouble that is in the back right now is going to be used Death Doors player Pain here trying to get the nades on that side, trying to get the Kobe's on that side as well. And it's going to be a little bit interesting because the zone is going to force them to move. Death Doors Blacklist, they're not really in the zone as much. All the team that is in zone right now is actually Blacklist. I thought it was Death Doors, but then Hardy might not be able to move anymore. He's just gonna wait it out because he's gonna be exposed. He's not in the safe zone. Ronaldo as well, spotting the player there. Hardy spotting him, stopping him from making it to the zone. Pain there as well, might just give up. But then that kill doesn't really go with the zone. It does go with the Generation Z player, Zaki. And now 2 players are remaining, Blacklist and Generation Z. Death Doors there have been taken back to lobby. Quite a good gameplay there. 10 eliminations in the bag. That is actually really worth it. Nades, they are flying in. Oh my days. Someone needs to stop Gizzy. Someone needs to get him on a leash because his grenades are just hitting the right places, are getting the Kobe's, getting the right players, getting everyone all the way back to lobby. Zaki there has been taken back to lobby. 1 player remains from Generation Z, and that is Thomas. Why did he panic? Why did he throw that nade towards the side? But then now Ronaldo is trying to go for that push on the player that is Thomas, who has just got a stun grenade. Oh, damn. I was about to say he might be surprising us on how to use a stun grenade, but then that's not really the case. We have seen what has happened there. People have been eliminated unexpectedly. Blacklist, congratulations to you getting the winner chicken dinner for the first game of the night, guys. We have 4 games to go, but then this is crazy there, but let's see how this is going to play out. We have Blacklist getting the chicken dinner. We want to see what's going to be happening, but then GG's, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but that game 1 is exactly what a finale should look like. I don't know about you, but it is exactly what we wanted to see when it comes to this competition. It's just game 1. It is the East Africa Clash. 6 countries being represented in the finale. So let's see how this is going to play out, okay? Let's see how it's going to be changing. Let's see what team is going to come up, you know. So far, Blacklist has gotten the chicken dinner. Things are going to be changing a little bit. Of course, game 2 to game 5. Things are going to be a little bit different as well in the middle there. So we're not going to be speculating and saying that, you know, it's something new, or no, Blacklist will get all the chicken dinners. I'm not gonna say that because I mean, some people in the comment section say that Ethiopia is gonna win. I don't know. Probably that's gonna be the case. It's gonna be Ethiopia, you know. It's gonna be Somalia. It's gonna be Kenya. It's gonna be Djibouti. It's gonna be Madagascar. I mean, honestly, hands up. I'm excited. I don't know about you. I can feel the thrill, and I'm just the caster. I don't know about you guys that be watching. I don't know if you can feel it, but I can feel it deeply. Looking at the stats there for this team, we have a Blacklist player Ronaldo getting 3 eliminations, a damage of 371. We have Gizzy, 7 eliminations and a damage of 737. We have Emperor getting 1 elimination, a damage of 198. And we have 1 Kuz, 0 elimination, 0 damage. It happens. 1 Kuz probably, probably he was just not having his day there in the game. These things happen, but you know, we're going to be seeing how this happens, how the teams are going to be represented, how the tables are going to be turning. But it is what it is there. GG's again to you, Blacklist. We have the stats there. Blacklist does get 21 points from that game alone. We have RRAGE ESPORTS getting 17, Death Doors 15, Invincibles 13, Generation Z 12, Tactical Team 4, Pain Africa 4, Later Esports 3, OL, ALTMAGICIANS, Team Unique, Relentless Esports, all of them getting 2 points from the game. And we have TYCOONS and Ocean Galaxy getting 1 point each, Neon Force, LALENA Esports, and Epic Esports, all of them getting 0 eliminations from that game. Again, GG's to you guys there. We love to see it. We have man of the match, Gizzy. I kept on saying it. Put this man on a leash. No one listened. And now he gets 7 eliminations, 737 damage, 1 assist, a survival time of 23 minutes, and gets 4 knockouts. Gizzy, we saw it. He deserved the title. He deserved to be the man of the match, and we loved every single part of it. The Kobe's, the DBS. I mean, he was on fire, guys. I'm not gassing. People say they gas a lot. I'm not gassing. You saw it. But then Blacklist there, getting 11 eliminations in total, and RRAGE ESPORTS getting 14. Damage dealt on a Blacklist there, we have 1,306, and we have on RRAGE ESPORTS getting 2,000. 304. We have total knockouts on Blacklist as 6, and for RRAGE Esports as 12. Total time in the blue, we have 8 minutes for Blacklist, and RRAGE Esports spending 0 seconds in the blue. That means they did the perfect rotation when it came to that game. And that does make sense because we saw it. They were actually early in the rotation and they got what was happening there on time. So GG's again to Blacklist and RRAGE Esports. We have loved exactly what you guys have been up to. Looking at the zone rotation right now, let's have a quick look at what happened there, which teams made the right calls. I mean, when you look at a team like RRAGE Esports, they came in, they got a little bit, well, I can say they were a little bit hell-bent in terms of where they were in the beginning of the game. Around just now, they were right there. We have a team like Tatos. They did a very early rotation. Blacklist, surprisingly, even though they got the chicken dinner, you see they got a lot of minutes in the blue. That does make sense, and you can see why, because where they're coming from is quite far. To be honest, they're coming in on a very, very late rotations. That does explain why they have a lot of time in the blue, but it finally paid off. They got their winner chicken dinner, and now they are here and they are loving every minute of their win there. We love to see exactly that. The zone did close in. The teams did try to come together there. They had a lot of well, if I can say fights really, but it does make sense. People were close to each other, and that's how Blacklist came in a little bit late from Severny towards the Invincibles team. They third-partied a couple of fights. They held just the petrol station right outside Severny for quite some time, and that actually led them to getting those kills there, Gizzy getting the MVP. So it has been a really interesting game, and we are just in the first game of the night. We have 4 more games to go, and we'll be right back. So bye guys, BRB. right, what's up, guys? We are officially back again. Game two of the night. We have just finished game one, but before we say anything, there's someone who decided to bomb my live tonight and decided he wants to say something. So I'm gonna say, I'll let him say a few things to you guys, and then we're gonna kick him and continue the live with just me, Mitch, and not with him. Mullah. Oh, he's not here? Ah, that is good. It's good. Anyway, guys, let's see how this plays out. Looking at the flight path right now, it is coming from the northeastern side of Sanhok all the way to the western side of Sanhok. There, we're going to be having I don't know. It's going to be really fun, guys. Game one was amazing. I mean, I loved every single minute from the beginning of the game till the end. The teams made the right calls. People made the right rotations. They were patient. They said that they want to be a part of the teams that get, the prize. Well, the cash prize, the bigger part of the cash prize. Because yes, like I said, every team in the finals is gonna be getting something. But then, as you can see, it is a prize pool distribution, so it's going to be a little bit different from each team. But let's see how this plays out so far. We have a fight is going to be happening right now. We have Generation Z and ALTMAGICIANS. Last game there, Generation Z did a really good job there. They almost get the chicken dinner, but then Thomas was the only person remaining from his team. He couldn't get the chicken dinner. So yes, it is going to be a little bit interesting. But wherever you're watching this, guys, make sure you're liking. If you're watching on TikTok, tap on that screen like your life depends on that tap. If you're watching on YouTube, like the live stream, share the live stream link, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Let's continue growing because the best of the best is going to be brought to you guys live tonight as you watch the last day for the PUBG Mobile East Africa Clash Finals day one. Tomorrow is day two. We only have 2 days in the finals. So we're going to be having a very interesting weekend. For the people who don't have plans, don't worry. Mitch has got you, man. I am here giving you the form, man. I'm giving you a plan, just to make sure weekend is as exciting as possible. And before we can continue, let's just have a quick roundabout of what is happening in the game, where people have landed. A place like Dockstair has one team. Painan usually this crowded. We are used to Painan being crowded. So me has just one team. When you look at Ruins there, it has one team. Looking at where we have RRAGE Esports, just right next year we have LALENA Esports in Ruins. When we look at a place like Camp Alpha, there we have a team right next to Camp Alpha. A team as well is Pain Africa. For Pain Africa, they are usually used to playing on that side. They're usually looking for a chance. If the zone is going to be on those hills there, they're going to be making sure that they are, around that place. They have something happening on their end as well. But it's going to be a little bit interesting to see how the rotations are going to be done. All right, welcome back to the live stream again, guys. Sorry about that minor setback, but then we are officially live again for the second game in the PUBG Mobile East Africa Clash Games finals. We are in day one. Tomorrow is gonna be day two, and it is your girl Mitch Gaming bringing you the commentary for these games. Just look at the top players with the most eliminations. We have Blacklist Geezy there. Okay. And you also have top players, the most knockouts. You can see the stats there. But let's just have a quick look at the zone and see what has happened so far, how the zone is looking. It's coming from the northeastern side to the southwestern side of Sanhok. There we have the flight path coming from Mongnai to places like Nakan and Sanmi. So, of course, there's going to be a little bit of a fight there just from these teams, depending on where they land. But that flight path was quite fair. It gave, teams a chance to pick a place where they can easily land and where they can get the fight happening, easily, the battle taking place maybe too early in the game, because I have seen some players already have been taken back to lobby. We have 16 teams in the game, actually 17, sorry, but one has been taken back to lobby. That is ALTMAGICIANS. Too early in the game, to be honest. But then remember, it is 5 games to be played tonight. We are just in the second game of the night. Of course, the fight will be happening early. Like I said, this is Sanhok, a small map. So people tend to learn together, fights tend to happen. I mean, every single place might be having a fight at the same time, and you'll be seeing exactly that. You just give it, just see how that goes, and we'll see which team is going to be giving us the chicken dinner. Blacklist got the winner chicken dinner. In the previous game, the teams there from Generation Z almost had a chicken dinner, but then they were taken back to lobby too early in the game. And yeah, it happens. It's part of the competitive scene. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. It happens, and you have to just go along with it. Then we have Neon Force right now. One of the players has been knocked. Of course, it's going to be taken back to lobby, because I mean, we need our points up, and if it means taking you guys back to lobby early in the game, then why not? There we have Ocean Galaxy player Arman. 2 of their teammates have been taken back to lobby, leaving just Arman and Dybala remaining. The S12K in hand there. He's a little bit delayed there with the reaction, and he has been knocked. I leave just one player standing from Ocean Galaxy, and he might be having a lot to feel, a lot to do there. But we have the last player from Ocean Galaxy, Dybala, been taken back to lobby by a Neon Force players, and it is GG's Ocean Galaxy. The game has just begun. So far, 2 teams have already been eliminated. Ocean Galaxy and the ALTMAGICIANS have all been taken back to lobby. The zone will be a little bit tricky now. Just looking at the safe zone, because it went to the southern side of Sanhok there, looking at the teams that are already in the northern side. I told you about Pain Africa. They always land there. They always go towards her team, towards the hills that are usually on that side of Sanhok, so that when the zone closes in and it is on that side, they make sure they have hill advantage when it comes to the fights. When you look at Paradise Resort, you just have one team. Blacklist, you have a team there doing a very interesting rotation that is unique there. They're doing a very interesting rotation on the northern side. Looking at Relentless Esports, they're coming right to the middle of the Sanhok, going towards where we have Invincibles. So probably a fight will be happening there. Generation Z as well are going towards where we have Invincibles. The TYCOONS Esports are holding there. The Query, Painan as usual is always with their team. You can see Tactical team on that side. Camp Charlie as well has a team on that end, but we have here Mock is going to be a team here. They just enjoying the loot. Relentless Esports, like I said, they're going right in the middle of the map there. They're going in between the fights, so I don't know what their plan is going to be or how they're going to survive it, but it is it is going to be a very a very interesting night for you guys, and I hope you guys are going to be as how do you put it, as confident, yes, in your countries as possible. If you're watching the live, you're already here. Thank you so much for joining the live stream. Of course, make sure you're giving a big shout out to your teams, whichever region you're from. Make sure you're giving them a big shout out. Put their flags in the comment section. I try to tell people don't spam the comment section, but you are allowed tonight. Make sure you send as many flags as possible. Support your countries and like the live stream. That's all I'm asking for. Like the live stream, or wherever you're watching from, be it in TikTok, YouTube. Make sure you're liking the live, tapping on that screen. If it's TikTok, following the pages on TikTok and YouTube, wherever you're watching the live, just to show your support. And then big shout out to the sponsors of the event. That is Esports Somali Association, Kenya PUBG Mobile League, Riverose Foundation Kenya, and of course, one of the amazing players in PUBG, and that is Bravo. So thank you as well for contributing to the prize pool. And for the production, big shout out to GP Esports. They are bringing you guys live stats for these final games. You can see what is happening. You can easily track what your team is doing. You can track their progress. You can keep on giving them the support they need. If you see they seem to be a little bit strained, don't come at them. You understand? Just tell them, it's just the beginning. It's just game 2. Have 3 more games to go, and then you can get your points up. Make sure as kind as possible, just give them as much support as you can when it comes to this game. The zone is about to close in. Teams like Blacklist, they will be forced to come from Paradise Resort. Band as well is no longer going to be safe. They're going to be forced to move towards the safe zone now. Invincibles is a little bit safe. They don't have anyone on their end there for Tycoons. They're going to be having people going towards them. That is going to be Relentless Esports, and behind Relentless, they also have a team behind them, and I believe that is a team unique. Pain Africa holding the bridge here. One of their teammates is already down for Epic Esports. One of their teammates as well has been taken back to lobby. So already you can see how interesting the game is about to be, how the event are about to unfold, the type of action you're going to be seeing tonight, what is going to be happening. It's going to be a little bit intense. So let's give it time and see how this works out at the end of the day. We still have the team here camping out of the zone. The zoners are in the blue zone, sorry. Even though they're getting damaged, they don't want Pain Africa to make it to the safe zone at any cost. We are just the second phase of the zone. The damage is going to be there. Pain Africa smoking out the place, trying to retreat to the vehicle here. Their teammates giving the cover fire, but I don't know how he's going to be planning to move and go to the safe zone. But he's the only person remaining from his team that has not yet decided to move to the safe zone. So they really need to start thinking about that before anything happens. Team unique players here as well trying to make it to the safe zone. They're trying to see how they're going to be going about it. At the end of the day, all you need to do is get your points up, because if you do not, it's going to hurt. And we know once it starts hurting, you're going to start not making rational decisions. You're going to start pushing unnecessary fights. You're going to be engaging in them. So it's going to be a little bit crazy. But we'll have to see exactly that. We'll have to see when players just try to get their points up there. We can see the players from LALENA Esports are spotting as well. Tactical team. But Tactical team, they are basically sandwiched right now, because you can see RRAGE Esports getting the damage on their end as well. LALENA Esports just trying to do their thing there. I just remembered someone told me that the Somalis want a little bit of Somali, and I realized I only know Kale. So, Kale, what do you like that live? I don't know what to say past that, guys. And I know Oksono. I don't know if that's a Somali name, guys, but you know what? I try my best. If I can speak your language, that Oksono name came from that Nakupenda Mimi Sana type of song. But you know what? We're just having a good time here in the live. I'm going to try my best to say Kale a lot so that the Somalis can feel, But also, if you're there from Ethiopia and you want me to say something, I don't mind it, as long as it's not something insulting, as long as it's just something nice like how are you in your language, I'll go with that. But anyway, the zone is about to close in as well. Also in Arabic, I can only say Habibi, so Yalla. That's all I can speak. That's the much language I can add in the live stream that I can. Past that, I don't think there's anything I can add. But we have the zone there now about to move. We're looking at boot camp right now. It's no longer a safe place to be. So Neon Force, after getting their win there against Ocean Galaxy, now they need to start moving towards the safe zone. They have Invincibles right in front of them, Blacklist as well, towards the players from Invincibles. So teams right now, to be honest, are feeling the pressure. When it comes to these fights now in the second game, they have 5 games tonight. I hope they've charged their phones. I hope they've flexed their fingers enough and they're ready to do that thing, because if they don't, then it's going to be, to be honest, a very hard time for them there. But we're just doing what we gotta do to survive in these games. It is the finale. There is a prize pool on the line. The reason I can't say prize pool is because of the TikTok lives. They tend to ban when you talk about cash. A lot. They tend to mute the live, so we are going to avoid that. But if you want to see the prize pool distribution, please check on the Instagram pages. It has been posted there as well as on Discord, and you can see how it has been distributed across all the teams that are participating in the finals. And it's going to be a very tight margin there. We've seen what Blacklist can do. We've seen Generation Z finally coming up. I don't know what was happening there to them during the semi-finals. They were doing a very slow game. They were making the wrong calls. I don't know why, but their captain there was just having a good time, to be honest. I don't think he was ready for that. But then we have Invincibles. Someone asked about Spikey, and he's here finally about to show us why he has fans asking about him and where he is. And you can see now Spikey trying to cook up a nade. Might just be a Kobe on one. Cause right in front of them there, waiting patiently. Ronaldo as well, keeping it safe there. Doesn't really want to engage, but then I don't know what his plan is, because he's moving a muscle. Gizi there does get a knock on Spikey. And it's going to be very, very interesting. Zaber trying to see if he's going to get any view of where the Blacklist players are right now. Gizi with the best view, being able third party these fights. I don't know how they're going to take Gizi from where he is, because he's the only person that is stopping them from having anything happening. But then Kill there with the damage on Mankus, he's quite low. Spikey is still down, and Kill is aware that this player is alone. This trying to go in for that push, the DBS, the pre-fires, and does have that one player down. He's trying to get another knock in for Blacklist. Spikey might just be revived. Kill is not letting this player get revived, and he takes him all the way back to lobby. Nades are flying in, almost getting a thrust on Spikey there, but then the nade doesn't really do anything. Just get some damage there on a Kill Russian now, trying to change his position, trying to change his POV and see what's going to be happening. And we have TYCOONS as well, losing players one by one. It is getting a little bit interesting right now. And for people asking the countries and which teams are representing which countries, I'm going to be telling you guys in a few. Excuse me. Oh, you can look at the right side there on the stats. You can see Zaba and Russian trying to go as far away as possible from this fight there. You can see the damage they're risking it, basically trying to retreat right in front of the enemy team is not the best thing to do. Spikey is down. Invisible player Spikey has been taken back to lobby, quite unfortunate. Later esports here are taking on the players from Relentless. They are in a very tight spot there. I don't know how they're going to be engaging in this fight. As you can see, Zeus where he is right now. You can see how they're trying to get the revive. Nate will be forced to get this revive. They are in the caves. Another very tricky place to play in Sanhok. This is the only place I don't really go in, and I just cause, well, it's never that easy to play in such places. And we have someone asking again, which team is representing which country, guys? Look at the right side of the live. You'll be seeing the flags of the teams, and you will be able to see which team is representing which team. There we have Blacklist. Ronaldo being the only person remaining from his team. Gizi is down. Gizi, man of the match previous game, is unfortunately not, because the place is basically surrounded. We have a lot of teams basically everywhere. So that's also a very interesting thing to see how it's going to be playing out. Tactical teams, players, that is Torfinho. I've not seen him in his element tonight, but I know how good he can get there. The damage on Epic 47 is quite high. He's still cooking up with that nade, because he knows this guy is going in for that push. Might just be the perfect free nade, but then not able to get any damage. You have 47 trying to get the push there, and has been third-parted. Stone there, been able to get the cover fire on his teammate, but then Epic Esports has another player in their pocket ready to take on the player from Tactical Team. Torfinho is down, and now we have just 14 teams remaining. Tactical Team is amongst the 14 teams that are they going to be remaining, or is it going to be Epic Esports? I've been taken back to lobby. 99k being the last player remaining. Every single player, the DBS, the pre-first, the DBS, and I mean tactical player Stone. This is the second time you've seen he's good at the DBS, and he has finally done that thing. Just to give you a heads up on the countries being represented: Blacklist, Somalia, Deathdoes, Somalia. Let me open for you on this other side, so that you can know the teams that are being represented and from which country is being represented, because we have we have a lot of teams from every region. You have 6 regions in the game. You have Madagascar, Mauritius, Djibouti, Ethiopia, Kenya, Somalia. All these teams are here in these games. You can see RRAGE Esports Madagascar, Gen Z Somalia, Invincibles Kenya, Tactical Team Somalia, Neon Force Somalia, Later Esports Somalia, Pain Somalia, Relentless Esports Ethiopia, OL Madagascar, Djibouti, sorry. Djibouti. Nate, they're trying to go in the bush, but the Estolf K does get a beautiful knock, and of course it's going to be an immediate cast. They have just 2 players remaining. That is Zeus and Nate. Another knock in from Nate. And of course, it's going to try to get the task here. The players are from Generation Z are now facing fire from Relentless Esports, but then that does not mean they're going to be going down easily. And it is GG's to Relentless Esports. Finally, they have been able to survive that. But unfortunately, his teammate Nate there has been taken back to lobby, and now Zeus has to show the fans from Ethiopia that they are going to be living up to their name, and they're going to be giving them the chicken dinner they have been asking for. Even though he's just but a solo, Relentless Esports has proven time and time again that they are a good team and they can get anything happening for their side. We have Unique, Mauritius. We have ALTMAGICIANS. I believe Magician should be Somalia, right? We have TYCOONS Esports from Kenya, Ocean Galaxy Somalia, Epic from Kenya, and we have LALENA Esports from Madagascar. So those are the teams that are in the game, the countries that have been represented. 6 countries are being represented in this game. And we want to see what is going to be happening, because I mean, people are doing that thing. People are trying to get as many chicken dinners as possible for their teams. I mean, 5 games. If I can get all the 5 games chicken dinners, why not? But then blacklist there, winners for game 1 there. Yes, not in the game, but then probably we'll be looking for another chicken dinner when the games come next. But we're going to be seeing if that's going to be the case there. OL Esports having Invincibles players right in front of them. Spiky being the only person who has been taken back to lobby. OL right in front of them. They're waiting for the Invincibles players to make a mistake. And we're going to be seeing a fight here happening finally. 11 teams remaining. 10, is it 10G up? Is it 10G up? But I hope that's the name that we have. Deathtos watching from afar. Hardy getting that knock. Almost trying to get a task. They actually got a task. But then for them, it seems like they're also getting third party from the back. They're getting knocked as well. So it's actually very interesting what is happening there. But then tactical team have been taken back to lobby. Invincibles are joining the party there. You can see how many teams are coming towards the cave. I don't know what PUBG has decided to say, so, but it's looking a little bit intense here. Let's just see what's going to be happening. Invincible player Zaber feeling a little bit tense here, trying to see what he's going to be doing. Am I going to be engaging? Am I going to try to cover my teammates? One of them is down. The revive is happening. Our teams are joining the party. Everyone is literally everywhere. What are we going to do tonight? But then Invincibles players finally have been able to get the revive there. 8 teams remaining. LALENA Esports right in this cave right now. We had a player there from Relentless as well in the cave. Hasn't been spotted yet. Killed. They're getting cooked. Literally cooked. Using a molly, and we have the Deathtos players. They're trying to get a push up in there. Hardy going towards Zaba, but then Zaba does not take any else. The perfect DBS knock, taking him all the way back to lobby, and now Zaba is going to be able to get the revive as the players from Deathtos try to get closer and get as many knocks as possible on the Invincibles team. The zone is about to close in again. It's going to be damaging. Someone there with their host there has been spotted. Zaba does get knocked here and taken all the way back to lobby. Russian trying to get anything happening here, but then the zone is not his friend. Does get a good amount of damage, but then GG is the Russian. The zone was just not giving it tonight. We have now just 6 teams remaining. Look at the intensity of this zone. Players are swimming literally in the cave just to survive. RRAGE Esports taking on the fights there. LALENA watching from afar. Tacos is down. LALENA making, not LALENA, Unique making sure that they got the task happening there. Deathtos player Phoenix getting the nades towards the players from later Esports. Tricks with the nades coming in towards Deathtos as well. So we can see what's going to be happening here. We have Tix getting a little bit damaged. Visky is a little bit low. RRAGE Esports players lazy. I mean, the DBSs tonight are on fire. I don't know what is happening, guys. It is the finals. The pressure, I mean, it's getting too intense. And you can see why. The prize pool is on the line. They need to do everything they can to get their points up there. We have just 5 teams remaining. Deathtos players trying to sneak into the safer place of the zone. Just like in the next 10 seconds, we're getting into the 8th phase of the zone, and you know how intense that's gonna be. You can see Zeus there just trying to get the nades towards the TT Sexy. So if basically, I don't know why the zone is like this. Zeus is the most stressed player right now. The zone is a little bit intense. TT Sexy is down. The nades are definitely getting the damage there. He's right in front of Zeus, and Zeus is going to be forced to go towards Sexy. So yes, it's going to be a little bit intense there, but we have later Esports of Visky. They're getting a spot here on Bomboclat. Gets to knock him, tries to get the task happening there, but then takes the cover. And I mean, Dovisky is all the way back to lobby. Later Esports, they're trying to get the save on their teammate, but that was not possible because the player was taken back to lobby. Relentless player Zeus, they are going towards a TT Sexy. He's basically smoking up the whole place. 4 teams remaining. The zone is going to be closing again. The damage from the zone will be intense. TT Sexy spotting the last player from Relentless Esports. GG's again to Zeus. I mean, he survived that game, trying to stay in that cave the longest, and all these teams coming towards him. That does make sense that he was having a hard time, but then he finally got the points up and saved some points for his team. So GG's on that. 3 teams remaining later: Esports, Rage, and LALENA as well. So these 3 teams are going to be fighting for the winner chicken dinner. Remember, in the finale, every point counts. If you get your chicken dinner, that is even better. If you get your 10 points from just winning the game, you just way ahead of everyone. When you get now your kill points up as well, you'll be in that thing, getting to be ahead of every single team right now. Rage Esports player getting spotted. Tackers is down. Teeks is down. Rage Esports players lazy with the DBS, and I mean again another DBS wipe. Rage Esports lazy. I told you about Rage Esports when they were playing in the semi-finale. Rage Esports was basically right up. They got their points up, they got their chicken dinners, and finally they're trying to do that thing again. I don't know how they're doing it, but man, Rage Esports, they never disappoint. Rage Esports is ready to raise their country's flag as high as possible, and it is paying off finally. And you can see what is happening there. The points are definitely up there. You can see they're getting to get their name raised as high as possible, because at the end of the day, that is what matters. They need to be as up as possible. Yeah, everyone now is just doing the emotes, because you know what? More Rage Esports, this is a given winner chicken dinner, because as you can see, it looks a little bit tricky. And there we go. I didn't even have to talk about it and say, oh, Rage Esports will go into that push. I didn't really have to do that. And you can see what has happened there. Winner chicken dinner on Rage Esports. All of them are having a good time, you know, dancing, chilling, having a good time. And I mean, game 2, I think, was the fastest game you have watched. Game 1 was not that fast. Game 1 was, you know, a little bit slow. Game 1, people waited for the last zone, engaged in their fight. But then game 2, I mean, cave was the worst place to be in. For the beginning of the game, Relentless Esports had that. They were the ones in cave. They were the ones who were supposed to, you know, dominating the cave. But unfortunately, you know, Nate was the only one remaining from the team. He was going to be forced to do, you know, a lot of camping and a lot of fights, just to make sure he gets as many points as possible for his team. And yes, he did do that. And well, for Rage Esports, they were lucky right about the cave. That did give them a head start. And yes, Slazy, I believe, is going to be the man of the match. Gets 6 eliminations, a damage of 647. Pew Pew, 3 eliminations, a damage of 997. Tacos, 1 elimination, a damage of 856. We have Melio, 0 elimination, a damage of 258. So GG's again to you, Rage Esports, for that beautiful winner chicken dinner. For Rage in this game, they got 10 place points and placement points and 10 elimination points. So that's actually really good. I was talking about that. And they got themselves 20 points in. Death Goes getting 17. We have later Esports coming in third there with just 10, time with the Relentless. Neon 4-7, LALENA 7, Invincibles 5, time with Team Unique, Generation Z, Tactical with 4, Blacklist, Pain Africa, TYCOONS, Esports, all of them getting 1 point each from that game. And then we have OL Esports, ALTMAGICIANS, Ocean Galaxy, and Epic Esports getting 0 eliminations from 0 points, from that game. Like I said, man of the match there, we have Rage Esports players Lazy, 6 eliminations, 647 damage, 1 assist, survives a total of 20 minutes and 35 seconds in the game, and does get 4 knockouts from that. So GG's again to use Lazy. We have loved the DBSs. We have seen how he had control when he was getting pushed. And as you look at the head-to-head here, for Rage Esports and Deathless, Rage Esports does get 10 eliminations, Deathless 14. Damage dealt for Rage Esports 2,758, and for Deathless 2,514. Total knockouts on Rage Esports 11, and for Deathless 13. Total time they blew for Rage as 0 seconds, and for Deathless as 16 seconds. So GG's again to you, RRAGE Esports, for the winner chicken dinner. Death those. I think they went into the lobby as a third, fourth team. So this is on their end. Just have a quick look at the rotation there for these teams and how they figured out the rotations. Look at RRAGE Esports, the team that got the winner chicken dinner. When the game began, they seemed to have a little bit of a slow game there. They did the rotations there, went towards the shores, just came in slowly, and they went directly to the cave there. They're just a little bit close to the cave. Later, Esports, also Relentless, they were not even in the cave in the beginning of the game, but then as the game began to progress there, they went towards the cave there. They engaged in the fight. They stayed in the cave for quite some time. Later, Esports as well was there. They are the team that made it quite hard for Relentless Esports. And then we had the players from RRAGE Esports going in on that place again, taking their time, enjoying the fight there. They actually, for RRAGE Esports, they maintained a very slow game there in the cave. And then finally, when the fight started becoming a little bit intense there, they went a little bit back, and then later Esports stayed there. But for RRAGE Esports, they stayed right above the cave, okay? They engaged with every single team that came towards them, and then finally now it has paid off, and they have got their winner chicken dinner for tonight's second game. Like I said, we have 5 games tonight, and this just been the second game. We'll be going to the third game in a few minutes, but for now, we'll be seeing you guys right after the break. All right, so welcome back, guys. We are in the third game of the night. We have watched exactly two games so far. Erangel, Sanhok, and Miramar. Erangel, we had the players from Blacklist getting the winner chicken dinner. Then we came in to game two. Sanhok was quite interesting as well, and we had the team there. RRAGE Esports getting the chicken dinner. So far, two countries have already been represented. Even the other countries as well have been represented one way or another. Even though they didn't get the chicken dinners, it is something that happens sometimes. So yes, GG's to you, every single team that is playing tonight. Y'all are doing a good job. You have gotten your points up. You are basically, making your fans there in the comment section happy. And I believe they are proud of you guys. So yes, if you're watching the live, guys, wherever you're watching, again, make sure you do the necessary like the live as much as you can. It is TikTok, tap on the screens there. If it is YouTube, please hit that like button. It is just a simple tap on the like button. If you're yet to subscribe, hit the subscribe button and be a part of the community here. We're going to be having a lot of lives from time to time, so make sure you do that as well. And for the new people in the live, welcome. We love to see you here. And those who don't know me, I go by the name Mitch Gaming, and I am the one casting for day one in the East Africa Clash Games for the finals. And of course, we're going to be having finals day two tomorrow as well, same places, TikTok and YouTube. So make sure you turn on your notification bells just to be notified when we go live. But as of now, let's have a quick look at the zone here. We see where people have landed. Well, the usual PUBG tends to surprise people. You can see the safe zone has decided to be on the northern side of Miramar. Quite interesting, to be honest. And only I think three teams are on the safe side right now, because LALENA Esports is a safe, Team Unique is safe as well. TYCOONS Esports might be a little bit safe if they go towards the safe zone. Looking at the sides of El Pozo, Montenuevo, we have a lot of teams crowding that side. We have at least four teams on that side. Picado, there's a team there. Los Leons, there's a team that is Rage Esports. Picado, it is Later Esports. Ocean Galaxy, right in the middle there, right next to Chuma Serra. There's going to be something happening there because we have Gen Z there as well. Relentless Esports landed quite a little bit far there. We cannot see them that much. Puerto Paraíso also has a team that is a Neon Force. So basically, everyone is a split throughout the game. For tactical team, they're yet to know where they're going to be landing. For me, where they are right now seems to be the good place. There's a lot of buildings. There is going to be a lot of loot there for them to enjoy. So the best thing is to just continue with it. And just try as much as possible, to keep their points up and be on the safe side when it comes in terms of looting and enemies and then teams around them. They need to put that in mind as well. But like I said, if you're seeing a country that is a team that is representing your country, put their name in the comment section, put their flag up high, tell them you're watching, tell them you're supporting them, write their names in the comment section, give them shout outs just so they can know that they have people that are supporting them throughout the East Africa Clash Games finale day one. The game in Miramar might be a little bit slow because we don't have a lot of teams that are closer to each other. When you look at Montenuevo, we have two teams there, Invincibles, as well as Death Dozo. El Pozo still crowded. There's tactical team right outside of El Pozo. But in El Pozo itself, we have the ALTMAGICIANS as well as the players there from Epic Esports as well. There's a team there, that two of them in El Pozo. We have LALENA Esports making it the first move into the safe zone. They're already making their rotations just right on the northern side of water treatment there. In Africa as well, looking at a bit safe on the eastern side of the safe zone. They are a little bit safe for now, but they have to be careful because in Junkyard, there is the OL team right next to them. Their graveyard still has TYC. Impala has Neon Force. Los Leons still has Rage Esports. So yes, it's going to be taking a little bit of time before we can have any fight happening. So of course, it's time for some little bit of banter here and there. So how you guys feel in the comment section? Make sure you say hi there in the comment section. I'll be sure to say hi to you as well and tell me where you're watching the live from. A big shout out to GP Esports, of course, for the beautiful production. If you want the same production, they are just but a text away on their Instagram DMs. Just reach out to them, same name, GP Esports, and they'll be giving you the same type of production when it comes to the sponsors for the East Africa Clash Games. Big shout out to the Esports Somalia Federation. Big shout out to Kenya PUBG Mobile League. We have River Rose Foundation Kenya. as well as the player they are known as Bravo is also part of the sponsors when it comes to the East Africa Clash game. So GG's to you, all the sponsors. We appreciate you guys. Thank you for making this event a success. And of course, the people that have made this work up to now is the players. They are the biggest sponsors when it comes to the East Africa Clash games. I mean, they're the reason we're here. I mean, they're the reason you're seated at home in the comfort of your seat and the comfort of your bed, and you're watching these lives and you're enjoying them because the players have dedicated their time. They're playing in these games and they're putting their country's flag as high as possible. And to you, the viewers, we appreciate you as well. Big shout out to you guys. We wouldn't have the numbers if it were not for you guys, for liking, for sharing, for subscribing, for tapping the screens, for following the TikTok pages. We appreciate all of you and we appreciate all the effort you're putting in these games with us. We hope even the countries you're coming from, the games you're going to be playing, we'll be there to support you guys in any way possible. But enough of the banter. The zone is about to move in again. It is going to be going into the second phase of the zone. First phase of the zone there is almost closing in. Teams now are going to be in the need to start looking for safe places to hold. Pain Africa seems to have decided that their place is going to be in El Hazar. And El Hazar as well is a little bit crowded there because we can see OL passing by on that side. Neon Force will also pass by El Azhar, depending on what the IGL says and how they're going to be making the rotation. That's how it's going to be happening, and that's how we're going to be seeing where the fights are going to be happening, taking place, what's going to be changing, and stuff like that. But you know what? What we love to say, a team is as good as the IGL, and a team is as good as their trust in their IGLs, because we know some players can be a little bit hard to deal with because some of them feel they know better, and you can only have one leader because you can't have too many cooks something broth. We all know that phrase. Depends on where you were taught and how you say it. But we have later esports here, just living they're living towards the safe zone right now. They are living Del Patron, I believe that is Hacienda. They're leaving that place right now. Water treatment as well. No one wants to go to water treatment. I don't know why, but water treatment is really a good place to be in whenever there's no one, because the tanks there, the stairs can be a little bit confusing if you're not familiar with that place. We have the team there that is Blacklist making a very, and I mean a very late rotation. We saw this same rotation from them in Erangel, where they decided to go right around the map itself, came into the zone a little bit late. They spent around 17 minutes in the blue zone. That's quite a lot. But you know what? If that strategy works, go ahead and use it. Ocean Galaxy as well, seems to be implementing the same strategy. They are making the late rotations. They're going towards the safe zone. From the southern side, they're leaving Los Leons, going towards San Martin on that side of Hacienda del Patron. TYCOONS Esports just next to where we have RRAGE Esports there in Hacienda as well. And as we know, it is a Miramar. It is a big map. Before these teams encounter each other, it might take some time. We still have the 17 teams in the game. Yes, it is going to be a little bit heavy on these guys. But you know what? We love to see it as it is there. We love to see our teams engaging in fights, making the right calls. Invincibles here, they have a team right next to them, and that is the Death Dozer as well. So we're going to be seeing what their plan is going to be. We have ALTMAGICIANS as well. They are going to be looking for a way to make it to the safe zone as soon as the zone starts to shift towards the third phase of the zone. They have Epic Esports passing right in front of them as well. ALTMAGICIAN player Zendex, they're getting to spot the players from Epic. Probably will be choosing to engage or not. I'm not really sure what their strategy is. But like I said, whatever your IGL says goes. But sometimes it doesn't have to be the case. If you feel like that decision won't really work, you can as well speak out and tell your IGL, this is what I think will work. Just make sure the team remains harmonized. Otherwise, if you start fighting in the game as a team, you know how you play with your friends, and one friend decides to go pushing and then he starts calling to ask for help, and you told that guy not to do that. If that happens in a competitive scene, I can imagine the pressure the teams are going to be feeling. But you know what? I'm just going to be letting them do their thing and see what works for them and what doesn't really work for them. The zone is about to close in again. And when we look at the places like Truck Stop, I believe around that side as well, we're going to be having teams going towards cruise the veil. We're going to be seeing what's going to be happening there. Places like treatment is still empty. Hacienda Del Patron still has one team, that is a TYCOONS Esports. Death Doors is also doing a little bit of some rotations with the vehicles. I don't think if I don't think that's by chance. I think that's their strategy, and if it does work, if that works for you, then why not? Hi Felix, hi Panther. Like I said, if you say hi in the comment section, I'll be sure to say hi to you. Let's have a little bit of banter there. Let's have a little bit of how you feeling type of day that we can enjoy the live stream together. The zone is about to close. The In Ocean Galaxy finally making it to the safe zone. I cannot see blacklist yet, so that means they're still trying to come closer to the safe zone. We have a team in it. They're going towards water treatment. They have Invincibles right next to them. ALTMAGICIANS also going towards. We have Generation Z and the Death Dose. So that's going to be a fight happening there. Tactical team right on the northwestern side of Miramar. They're trying as much as possible to avoid this fight as much as they can. That's totally okay as well. But remember, as soon as the zone closes, you're going to be forced to engage in a fight. Their Generation Z player is down. Maliboy, they're trying to get the cover on his teammate Death Dose. But is it going to really work, to be honest? Because Phoenix there is really going in for that push, really aggressively, ready to take on the players from Generation Z. Kazu's there, coming in with the flank. Might just be the saving grace for these players because if Death Dose is not aware, but then you can see the players from Death Dose are aware. Just try to get the damage there, and Kazuz is down. That means the Death Dose did get to hear them, and now Thomas are trying to pick up a nade. It's going to be a Kobe on Hardy. They're coming for that push, and nade needs to get flying, and it is GG's to the players from Generation Z. They have been taken back to lobby. GG's to you guys, and they are the first team to be taken back to lobby. We have now just 16 teams remaining in the game. It's going to be a little bit intense now because once the zone starts closing in, that's when now you start feeling the pressure of doing that thing that is getting as many points as possible. You start to wonder, are we doing the right rotations? Are we at the right place at the right time? And the zone is about to move again. We're going into the next phase of the zone. Of course, the fights will start happening now. You can see Ahmada as well. There's a team there, OL, Pain Africa right above them. Players from Neon Force closing in as well. But then the zone decides it's going to be going to the water treatment, and no single team wants to go to the place in water treatment. Not even a single team has said that that is a place they're going to be holding, but it's fine. Every team with their strategy. We have LALENA Esports there, having a chill time here, taking the sweet time. I don't want to expose themselves at any point. You have the alt magicians as well, just moving around the baggies. They're trying to make it to the safe zone as of now, and they should really start focusing on how they're going to be getting the points up because at the end of the day, we can all see where the teams are as of now. RAGE Esports are leading with 37 points in total. Death Doors not that far in with 32 points right behind them. We have a blacklist as well. There are 22 Invincibles getting 18 Generation Z in lobby, but they already have 17 points in their bag. Later Esports having 13. We have Relentless with 12 there. So you can see what is happening really. On the right side, the stats are live thanks to GPE. You can see what your country, your teams is doing, how they're representing your country. What do you think, how are they going to perform? Which country do you think is going to be getting the chicken dinner for this game? But then you have RAGE Esports taking on the players from Neon Force. Pew Pew, they are trying to get the into the S12K, but then that doesn't really work out, and now Tacos is going to be forced to go in for that push there to help his teammate Neon Force player Mercy. I know Mercy cooking up a nade there. Klaus getting pushed, and it is down for the player. They're taking him all the way back to lobby. I mean, Melio did not think that through because you can see what happened there. He went directly into Klaus's spray now, and Neon Force having just one person remaining standing from his team. Does get the quick fast there with Tacos side, and Tacos cooking up a nade. Is going to be a Kobe. He immediately stops cooking up that nade, and now it's time for Klaus to cook up a nade as well. Tacos might be a little bit late with that nade, and Klaus's nade might just be the Kobe we need, and it is GG's there on RAGE Esports. Unfortunately, this is not their game tonight. RAGE Esports has been taken back to lobby. They just got a little bit comfortable there, and they have been taken back to lobby. So GG's to you guys. We have tactical player there taking on Pain Africa, but the Neon Force, luckily on that, they were able to survive that fight, and that means they're going to be able to engage in more fights. I'm hoping they're going to be giving the same calls there, trying to get as many points up as possible for their team as they enjoy the finals, the day one games, all the key points they're getting. from engaging in the fight. The zone is about to close in again. Still, no team has gone towards water treatment. I do not know why. I believe I'm back. Sorry about that. I had to do something. But then we have tactical team. They are trying to engage against Pain Africa. Well, we're coming in from the back there, and luckily does get a knock there on Stone. And Pain Africa now luckily surviving. 2 players just remaining. Tactical team right now have also 2 players remaining from their side. I don't know what their strategy is going to be, but I can just tell them, just make sure you get as many placement points as possible. Remember, it is the finale. Every single point counts. Neon Force now finally engaging in another team now. They have OL Esports watching him from afar. No Mercy is down. That means OL right now is going to be forced to engage, and a beautiful spray there from Klaus getting 2 players down. More L, and then now we have the cover spray there. Tony that tried to get the push happening there. OL Esports has 2 players down, but so does Neon Force as well. Tony making the right call, going in for the revive on his teammate Klaus. No Mercy as well is still down. He might be able to make that revive depending on what OL Esports plan is when it comes to this push now. Already one of their teammates, 2 of their teammates are down. They're trying to get the revives. And No Mercy being down, it means the player there from Neon Force is going to need to get the revive happening as well, because you need to have as many numbers as possible in your game. Neon Force players, Klaus there does change his position, about to get a little bit of flank happening here, and we're going to be seeing what's going to be happening, or whether it's going to be enough or not. Someone said the sound here in the game is as important as the visuals. So depending on how you try to take on a fight, depending on what you can see and what you can hear, that's what really matters at the end of the day. If you don't have good earphones and you're playing a competitive scene like the East Africa Clash, my friend, you just better stop playing the game, because I don't think you're going to survive it. Because you saw that Kobe there from Neon Force, it was all about the earphones and how he can hear the player from Neon Force getting closer to you now. And we have Deathless player there, the Whiskey, trying to get us closer to the fight that is happening next to them as much as possible. A beautiful knock there. We have the Whiskey getting the first knock in, and of course that's going to be a confirmed task, because why not? It is a competitive scene. I need my points up as much as possible. Beautiful nade there from the Whiskey. Doesn't really get anything happening, but then he tries to cook up a second nade on the player from Unique right in front of him. Might just be the nade that works there, and we have frags there getting COVID by the Whiskey. Another molly in just to make sure he confirms that knock. The players from Death Plus right now going to be going for that push there. Phoenix also covering the team there from right above them. The players from MGC getting closer. Phoenix spotted one of the players. I can see how intense it is getting. The zone is about to close in now. Teams are not going to be engaging in fights. I mean, they waited until the 6th phase of the zone to engage. A total of 14 teams waiting till the 6th phase of the zone. I don't know about you, but devices are about to get a little bit hot here in the last game and the last fight here in Maramaba. We can see the players, they're getting knocked from ALTMAGICIANS. Players from Deathdos are not letting this slide. Kevin are trying to get something happening there on the players from Deathdos. The damage on their side is really high. Tactical team being taken back slowly. A Kobe directly on Kevin's face, and now 1 player remains. ALTMAGICIANS are trying to make it to the safe zone, but then the Whiskey decides, I am actually a good sprayer in this game, and it is GG's to you guys. And GG's the ALTMAGICIANS, a team, they have been taken back to lobby with just 11 teams remaining. Now teams have been eliminated one by one. Teams are being taken back to lobby. They don't have anything to do other than try as much as possible to survive in this game. It's getting a little bit hard. It's getting a little bit unstable for anything to happen in these teams. And you know what? We love to see exactly that. We need to love to see people fighting for their slot there. LALENA Esports not having it easy as well. Epic team are trying to get as many nades and knocks and fast there on their side. Getting the task there with the nades. Their Epic team player 44 with the perfect spray. We can see a Mau Rebellion player there. Epic Games doing that thing there. Looking at the players from LALENA. We have a sniper. Quite a long time Since I saw a sniper playing in a competitive scene, but we have unique player getting knocked there by Ocean Galaxy, LALENA esports player Chill Boy, also closing in on the players from Epic. We just see players are still standing from LALENA. We can see later esports as well, third part in this fight, 48k, smoking out the place. Might be looking to change their position. TT Sexy almost exposing himself, but we have a grenade coming towards him. I don't know if it's going to be a Kobe, but then Beautiful cover, not really cover, but then we have a third party fight there. Excuse me, blacklisted. That's third party the fight there. LALENA esports trying to balance every single fight that is happening around them, but then it's not really working out because even the players from Relentless esports are right here. Everyone is going in for that push. Beautiful spray there from the player from LALENA esports, and immediately the player from Relentless esports as well is down. Nate now trying to close in. His teammates are down with the only person remaining from his team. It's getting a little bit hard here for Relentless esports. Nate there is a little bit low as well, and his strategy should just be as going as far as possible. LALENA esports have been taken back slowly, which is on their end. We have Kali there getting the last kills happening on LALENA, and for Relentless esports, they have been taken back to lobby as well. Later esports now, with just 5 teams remaining. I don't know how this happened. We had 14 teams in the beginning of the 6th phase of the zone. Now we have just 5 teams remaining. Later is right there in the fight. Ocean Galaxy as well. We can see a lot of tension. Later esports hasn't moved the muscle. They have the safest place in the game. They are in the safe zone. They are trying to get as many kills as possible. They are third party in the fights. For TYCOONS esports, they are in a tight spot right now. TYC top are getting surrounded by the players from Deathloss. Hardy might just give us a Kobe on top, but is it going to be a Kobe? The nade does get some damage on top. Then we have a second nade getting cooked up by Hardy. Is it going to be a Kobe on top? Doesn't really get something happening there, but then now this time the Molly might just be what the player from TYC needs to get cooked up a little bit here and taken back to lobby. The Molly doesn't really get any damage happening there. Now you can see the player there is almost seen that he wants to go in for that push. We have later esports getting the revive on their knocked teammates. Remember, there's 5 teams remaining. Last player from Ocean Galaxy has been taken, not really last player, but one player from Ocean Galaxy has been taken back to lobby as well. Phoenix, look at the Ocean Galaxy players. Arman trying to cook up a nade there. That's starting to get something happening there, but then a beautiful spray there. Phoenix, that's got the damage on Arman. He's a little bit low there. He needs to get the healing up, or else Deathloss will be taking Ocean Galaxy all the way back to lobby. Phoenix, knowing that he's low, he goes in for that push, and now 3 teams that remain in Ocean Galaxy is taken back to lobby. Deathloss and Neon Force and later esports been the last teams that standing there. You can see Neon Force having players getting knocked one by one. Later esports as well. The players from Deathloss seem to have a little bit of composure. They're taking their time. They're watching this fight from afar. Danger just waiting on the players from Neon Force to get closer. His teammate is down. The revive is of course happening because they have the numbers, and so does Deathloss. The only team right now that doesn't have the numbers is Neon Force. They have just 3 players remaining from their team. Nade's getting hooked up here by Tix. Is it gonna be a Kobe? The nade does actually land towards the players there, but doesn't really get anything happening there. Deathloss are passing by the players from Neon Force, and you can see the cover. Every single team right now trying to get a taste of Neon Force. Later esports third party in this fight. Deathloss as well third party in this fight. Nade's coming towards Neon Force. No mercy is low. The player there, Adi from Deathloss, watching from afar, does get a knock there on the players from Neon Force. And now Klaus, the only person remaining from his team, trying to make it safe. So, but is it gonna be possible? I don't think so, because the players from later esports are gonna be stopping while he tries to make it to the safe zone. Now it's gonna be just a Deathloss, and the players from later esports, the damage there from the UMP is quite perfect there. The spray with the force scope, actually I don't think I've seen many people do that, but then Hardy is down. Later esports trying to get a revive on their knocked teammates as the players from Deathloss going for that push. S12K is in. I mean, I don't know the last time I saw an S12K clutch. We have not seen it. We only saw it in the first game. And Wrangling the Phoenix does get the damage happening there. Phoenix as well cooking up nades. And later esports player Bombo Clat is down. Phoenix does not stop there. Cooks up another nade. Ramo is down as well. Last person standing. Later esports will be forced to engage in that fight. Danger just trying to get something happening here. Nade is getting cooked up. He's going to be taken back slowly with that Kobe. And the players from Deathloss go in, and it is GG's to later esports, and congratulations to Deathloss for that beautiful winner chicken dinner. We loved to see exactly that. So GG's to you, Deathloss, for winning that game. Y'all deserve that. Big up and good stuff. Sorry. And big up to you guys for that win. Y'all deserved it. You have fought every single fight. You have gotten your points up. You have gotten your chicken dinner finally. And the rotation there from Deathloss was actually perfect. They took their time. came from the lower side, from the northern side. They did the southern side, sorry. They did their rotation quite a little bit late, but then it actually paid out. Neon Force was there, later Esports was there. I mean, it was a tight spot, to be honest. We have to say it. It was a little bit tight. They were trying to survive as much as they could. Yes, they had a lot of third-party fights. Ocean Galaxy came in. They got the damage on them. They were able to take them back to lobby. So it was quite interesting. And GT Steel Death Dose, there we have the VC getting 7 eliminations and a damage of 1,115. Those Phoenix getting 6 eliminations, a damage of 888. Pain getting 4 eliminations, a damage of 743. And Hardy getting 4 eliminations and a damage of 535. GG's to you guys for that. And looking at the match rank, Death does that get 31 points, 21 eliminations is a little bit high, guys. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but that's a little bit high there. Then we have Neon Force getting 15 points, later Esports at 10, Relentless 8, TYCOONS Esports at 7, Ocean Galaxy 4, LALENA Esports at 9 with the Blacklist, Pain Africa, and Epic Esports with 3 points each. OL Esports at Tiny, Tactical Team, and Team Unique with 2 points each. And then Rage Esports, ALTMAGICIANS, Invincibles, and Generation Z each getting 0 points from that game. So GG's again to Death Dose for that winner chicken dinner. Man of the match, of course, we expected it to be Dovisky. Gets 7 eliminations, a damage of 1,115, 1 assist on his side, a total survival time of 21 minutes and 40 seconds with 7 knockouts in total on his end. Again, big out and GG's to you. Death Dose for that winner chicken dinner. And we have head-to-head here. Death Dose getting 21 eliminations. I'm still surprised because ain't no way, man. But then we have Neon Force getting 10 eliminations. We have the total damage dealt on Death Dose is 3,281. For Neon Force is 1,857. Total knockouts 18 for Death Dose. And we have Neon Force getting 10. Total time in the blue for Neon Force as 2 minutes and 20 seconds. And for Death Dose, it's just 28 seconds in the blue zone. So GG's to you, Death Dose, again for that amazing head-to-head. Look at the last rotation there for Death Dose. And Neon Force. Neon Force started over in Puerto Paraíso. They came a little bit slow there with the rotation going towards El Azhar. For Death Dose there, they started towards the western side of Miramar, going towards into the safe zone. And they passed by water treatment. I thought the zone was going to close in there. Later, Esports as well. They went there across Cruz de Bell, water treatment as well. We had Neon Force going to Ahumada. TYCOONS as well coming towards the southern side of water treatment in Hacienda. So these 4 teams actually surrounded this place there. They had a lot happening on their side. They got their points up. As you can see exactly what happened here. We had them coming closer to each other. TYCOONS Esports are just stealing towards water treatment. Death Dose actually was the team that made it hard for TYCOONS to make their rotations there. Later, Esports held the best compound. The zone closed in on them. They sat basically at the same place for the longest time possible, and we had them doing their thing. They're getting their, knocks, their thirst. They did survive that, and of course that led to them getting the winner chicken dinner. At the end of the day, we loved to see exactly that happening, and it was interesting to have Death Dose get their chicken dinner. Well, guys, that is the 3rd game of the night was Miramar. We have 2 more games to go, and we'll be seeing you guys right after the break. BRB. What's up, guys? It's your girl Mitch Gaming, and we are back again live for the PUBG Mobile East Africa Clash finale. We are in day one. Yes, it has been a little bit interesting, and not even a little bit interesting. It has been interesting from the word go. Game one, game two, game three, and we are in game four. And all I can say is, well, things are not going as we thought they were going to be going. Some teams are having it a little bit hard, some are having it a little bit easy. But at the end of the day, these games are not easy. Any team that has made it to the final, they have tried their level best to get as many points as possible in these games. I know sometimes, you have this strategy in mind, but then things don't go as planned. These things happen, and there's no way we can control them. But you know what? Let's get to it. We are just having the fourth game of the night. It's going to be a wrangle. Looking at the flight path here, it is coming again. I believe it's almost similar to the first game flight path, not as close, but almost similar. It is coming from the southwestern side of Wrangell to the northeastern side of Wrangell, and the safe zone decides it's going to be the worst type of zone to play in, because it decided that all of you guys will land wherever you want to land, but at the end of the day, you have to come exactly where we are going to place you guys. And we have RRAGE Esports immediately changing their call here where they're going to land, and we have them now trying to make it to the safe zone as early as now and secure a compound. The only problem is that people will be coming towards you every time they get a chance, because they need to secure a building as well. But for every other team right now, they're still going to where they usually land. You can see teams going towards Georgia Pool. LALENA Esports is going there. Principals, of course, they're going to be going to Gatka. Blacklist as well lands around Gatka. So you can see they have gone towards that side. Death does as well towards the side. And we have a fight seems to be happening too early in the game already. Some teams are not even letting the game slide, because okay, we're used to this now. A tactical team and Relentless Esports, they're always gonna land in Yasnaya Poliana. They're never gonna let Yasnaya Poliana breathe, because this is their landing spots, and whichever way the zone decides to go will always land here. And you have the players that they're from Relentless Esports, and they are trying their best, to catch up in terms of points, in terms of their performance so far. They're in position 6 there. They have 20 points in. But when you look at Death Doors, they have 63 points in their bag already. And the game has just started. We are just the day one of the finale. They have already 63 points in just 3 games. We're in the 4th game. It is a wrangle. Of course, we're going to be having another game. But then look at Beno Baby. Quite an interesting way to get a knock there on a Nate there. Basically, said, I can see your feet. You're very lovely feet. And why not, try and get a knock happening there. And we have Zeus there quite damaged. And Beno Baby is going to be trying to go in for that push. Does get the fast there on a Nate. And now G-Man there trying to get a push happening there for the player from Tactical Team. He seems to be a little bit confident, He's ready to go in for that push. Being the only person for me, that is closer to Relentless. Everyone else is not that close as Zeus and his teammates. They were going to be forced to engage in a fight against this solo. Things could go either way. The solo could wipe out the whole team, or they could take the solo and take him back slowly. But then Beno Baby decides he's going to take his time, does the same strategy again. I mean, I thought Shakid was the sneakiest player when it came to these games in the PMEA. But I think he has been challenging that title, Beno Baby, being the person that does a very tricky move there. And that does mean G-Man said, you need to rest, my guy. You need to calm down, You've been, giving us a hard time, leaning on the walls. G-Man said, nah, not anymore there. We can see Khalid. I mean, I can't even say it, with a straight face. That, I was told it's the best IGL in Ethiopia. No gassing. It is just that, the same way if you tell me now in the comment section and say the best player in Somalia is so and so, or the best player in Djibouti is so and so, in Mauritius, in Madagascar, I'm going to say it, because you, the viewers, have told me that he is the best player, or he's the best IGL. So why shouldn't I tell him exactly that? Because if he is as good as he sounds, then he needs the praise that he deserves to get because of who he is in the community. Looking at the zone there, looks a little bit interesting. We only have 3 teams in the safe zone so far. We also have Ocean Galaxy going towards the safe zone right now. When I look at Rozok, we have Later Esports relaxing there. Georgia Pool has LALENA Esports chilling there as well. When you look at Primos, there's a team there that is ALTMAGICIANS. They are chilling on that side they are not planning to move there because I believe they have the best sport right now. So let's see what's going to be happening. Invincible players are trying to also go towards the safe zone. It's going to be a little bit hard here for teams, to know a place to secure. They might be thinking we're a little bit late in the rotation. We're doing this a little bit early as well. We might be third party. We might have people coming from the back. So a lot of things are in line here. A lot of decisions need to be made by the IGLs, by the teammates. They need to come to an agreement, and then now we can see how that plays out. We have tactical team. Um, Still holding is now Poliana with Relentless Esports. They have lost two players. That is Era and Beno Baby. I think now Relentless is trying to recover their points because initially they were a little bit high in terms of their points there. And now they need to get their points up as well because at the end of the day, Relentless Esports has not disappointed when it came to the group stage, the qualifying stage, the semis. They have done their best. And now here in the finals, we're expecting the exact same thing. Invincibles, the player might just be encountering, death those here. And like I say, it's Zaba that does pass by, I'm about to call it a rough rider there because he was just passing by with the horse, and then the knock there just made sense. It was an easy knock. Zaba was knocked and casted immediately, even taking his outfit. Now that one there is a violation. Well, we're not going to be talking about that. We have our invincible player Spiky, a Sporting Generation Z player that's going to damage here on Thomas, and we have to see what's going to be happening. Is Invisible going to be engaging in this fight? Is Generation Z going to be engaging in this fight or not? But then Thomas, all in the compound there, they don't want to move it yet. Generation Z trying to scope out the place, trying to see how many people they can see and how many knocks they can get towards their side. In terms of the teams that are passing by around them, if they're going to be having a fight happening there or not. Let's just wait and see if that's gonna be the case. They have Invincibles players here just holding by the bridge. I don't think the safe zone is with them. I'm gonna take a quick peek at the zone just to see what is happening. And the players from ALTMAGICIANS are making a very late rotation. Same to Neon Force, same to LALENA Esports. I don't know what the strategy is for most teams right now, but it seems like the late rotations are what they're looking for. Tonight there we have RRAGE Esports getting in for the push there. Kobe from Melio does get one of the players from OL Esports. Tacos trying to get another nade in on the player from OL, that is New Radiant, I believe. And the Xyrox also trying to get the nades towards the RRAGE Esports player. Tacos does get the nade in. The damage is, of course, that the nade does connect, but then it's going to be a Kobe on Melio. But then Xyrox does get a nade on Slazy, taking him down, and it is GG's to RRAGE Esports. They have been able to take on the players from OL, taking them all the way back to lobby. The nades are the thing that made them survive there. I see someone in the comment section saying GG's to Melio. And I can see why, because those nades are from Melio. The reason that push was very easy for the players when it came to the push here on the players from OL Esports. Ocean Galaxy just passing by Shelter here, trying to keep it as slow as possible, not going towards any fight as of now. For teams, the zone is about to close in. I wonder where the zone is going to be moving to, the safe zone, to be honest. I don't know where it's going to be, but we're going to be waiting and see to see just exactly where it is going to be. Pain Africa just passing by the farm there, not having anyone right next to them. Death Does taking on the ALTMAGICIANS as well. Ocean Galaxy might be forced to engage in another fight because there's a team right next to them. But we are not sure if they're going to be engaging or not. Unique right beneath them. One of the players from Ocean Galaxy, Dybala, stays behind. Then the teammates are just scouting around in the vehicles. But is it the best strategy to do right now? Because looking at how the things are, I don't know what Ocean Galaxy's strategy is in terms of their points there. They're not really doing well, and they need to get their points up as much as possible. Blacklist are taking on Generation Z, but let's see what Arman's strategy is as of now. You can see Unique, their players getting spotted by Arman. Beautiful, perfect spray. Doesn't really have any damage on the player from Unique. Tries to make it another spray, but then it's not going to be enough because the player there has made it to the six. Another team is taken back to lobby, and that is Blacklist. They have been eliminated, and it is GG's to them. ALTMAGICIANS as well have been taken back to lobby really interesting what is happening right now. Teams are just been taken back to lobby one by one. I don't know what their plan is. I don't know what they want to do or how they want to handle these fights, but they are losing a lot of points when they go back to lobby this early in the game. It is just for the second phase of the zone. Teams have been taken back to lobby. Four teams so far are in the lobby, and it is still getting a little bit interesting right now because I mean, we are here to see which team is going to be taking the chicken dinner. But then what is happening is that most teams are not really putting up the effort here. All is happening that they are all being taken back to lobby if they engage in early fights. Unique, excuse me. Unique seems to be waiting on the players there just to see what is going to be happening and how the fights are going to be taking place. Spain, Africa, holding the same compound, looking at the players from Unique. Basically, two teams right now, that is Ocean Galaxy. And LALENA Esports that does get a push and beautiful reflex there from TT Sexy, going back in the vehicle and still getting the knock there on the player from Death Does. The covers fires are from the teammates from Death Does, have him knocked there. And we can see Levi going for that revive on his knock teammate, Dvorsky. Novisky will be cooking up a Kobe on the player from LALENA Esports, depending on how he takes this fight. To be honest, one nade might just be the thing that takes LALENA Esports a player down as he tries to get the revive on his knocked teammate. He's here trying to get as much cover as possible for his teammate. It's not going to be enough because he's basically open field as well. LALENA Esports going for that revive. Novisky trying to get the damage there with the perfect spray. But then nothing really happens, just for a damaged vehicle. And now it is up to him to try and figure out how he's going to be doing this. He tries to get the sprays in. Another player from those that's get in there. Hardy coming from behind that's going to knock there on Chill Boy. And now just one player remains standing because another knock in there from the players from Death Dose. And it is LALENA Esports to go as far away as possible from this fight because already three of their players are down with just one person remaining. And the best thing to do, to be honest, is just leave. The zone is about to close in. Again, the zone is getting a little bit smaller there. It is going far away from places like Nova, but we cannot really predict on that. We're going to be waiting to see how that happens. But it is GG's to LALENA Esports. But then the zone is closing in as well. We're going to the third phase of the zone. Looking at Milta Power, we have RAGE Esports holding that place, not moving a muscle. Tactical team as well going towards that side. Milta has Generation Z. And right next to Milta, we have Later Esports and Invincibles, a Pain Africa coming from Shelter, Ocean Galaxy right next to them, as well as a Unique Esports, TYC coming from Lipovka, and Relentless as well coming in slow. They came from his Napoleana doing a very late rotation going towards the TYC. This is the second time we've seen TYC and Relentless Esports almost at the same place. Don't really engage, they don't really have anything happen towards them, but then we are going to be seeing how this happened. Ocean Galaxy players are just still waiting for a chance to take on Unique. They're waiting for a chance to engage. They are waiting patiently. Things are happening a little bit slow, but you know how that happens. Players are just taking their time. They're waiting for a chance to get the fight happening. They're waiting for a chance to take each other back to lobby. But then again, guys, like I said, if you're watching the live, make sure you like the live on YouTube, hit the sub button, and do your thing. I've seen someone making fun of Zaba there with the host. To be honest, Zaba, you have to explain to the public what were you doing with the host in a competitive game, passing, going towards death. Those, honestly, I don't know what Zaba's strategy was. But I don't think that strategy, that was just you know anyway it's just okay. It's just okay. I'm just gonna let it be. To be honest, Zabar, I don't want to be the person saying it, but next time, don't pretend to be a rough rider passing by with the horse. Just get yourself a vehicle. And we have now TYCOONS is for finally a third party the fight that does get a knock on us lazy. And that means that TYCOONS is gonna be engaging in that fight against RAGE Esports. But then they want to be distracted because there's the team passing by where RAGE Esports is right now. Neon Force as well has the Generation Z right in front of them, right beneath where they are right now. Neon Force as well closing in. So now finally the action is gonna take place at four teams. The Moss that's going for that push, doesn't really think it through, and RAGE Esports immediately going for that spray on Moss, taking him down. And we have there Butcher trying to get another knock in. Doesn't really have anything happening there. Top does fight for that part of this fight, and RAGE Esports players are angry. Melio does get a knock there. And now TYC with one person remains, and RAGE Esports easy peasy does get that wipe on TYCOONS Esports, taking them all the way back to lobby, and it is GG's for them. I don't know what their plan was there, but then that plan did not really work out. But then GG's to you, Tycoons. Okay, sorry about that. A little bit hydration here and there. But we have later esports as well, third party in another fight here. Nades are flying in. Neon Force trying to get a knock there on later esports. Teeks is trying to get nades towards him as well. Later esports player danger is low. The nades are uncontrollable. It is basically a razor right now where later esports is. The nades are coming in. The smokes are out from later esports, but isn't going to be enough. There's a team third party from the lower side. They're watching this fight, basically waiting for a chance to third party this fight. Later esports danger is down. Neon Force Tony's nade does connect, does get a Kobe, and now Neon Force will be going for that push on later esports. Danger being taken back slowly, Bomboclat and the rest of the teammates watching this fight from afar. Generation Z as well, third part in this fight. Neon Force player No Mercy is going to be forced to go back and avoid that push there on later esports. But then they have to be careful as well. There's another team closing in from the northern side, and that is Rage Esports, a team that is a little bit angry. And you can see from their game, they're quite aggressive. Neon Force going towards Melio, does get that knock there on one of the players of Neon Force. And I told you, Melio is a little bit angry. Not literally, but then the name Rage, you can see it basically being showcased in the game. You can see the fight. And I don't know about you, but Rage Esports is a little bit aggressive when it comes to their push, when it comes to engaging in any fight. Rage Esports does not hold back. We have Slazy there. They're basically still a full team. No one has been able to take any player from Rage Esports on their back slow. We had TYCOONS Esports coming from the back, hitting them with the element of surprise. Rage Esports immediately acting on their feet, getting a knock on TYC player Moz as he goes in for that push. Takes on the players from TYC one by one. Top as well does go and try and get them by surprise. Their Melio doesn't really get surprised because he immediately reflexes on top and takes him on their back slow. But the zone is now closing in. We are just but in the we're going to be forced to go towards shelter there. We're in the fourth phase of the zone, going to the fifth phase of the zone. It is going to be a little bit intense. We're going to be having teams on that side as well. Shelter will be a little bit crowded. Milta will be crowded as well. And it's going to be interesting just to see what these teams are going to be up to, what they're going to be doing just to get their points up. Sorry. 11 teams remaining. The zone is about to close in. Fourth phase to the fifth phase is going to be a little bit more damaging right now. Looking at Generation Z, they are still in the game. They have tried their best. They are trying to survive. I told you in the semifinals, Generation Z was just on something else, but I don't think it was in terms of skills. They're just having a good time there. Carly does go in for that push, passes by the buggy. The damage there from Rage Esports. Slazy does spot another player from that is Relentless Esports. And you have Melio watching them as they pass by. Zeus does get off the vehicle and is exposed. The G-Man does get knocked and Tasted immediately. Pew now, and his teammates are going in for that push. Melio getting the nades cooked up. Later esports taking on the players from Relentless. Khalid is a down. One person remains standing from Relentless. And we want to see what's going to be their strategy right now. Now, when it comes to their fight that are happening here between later esports, they have Rage Esports. Luckily for them, Rage Esports is changing their position. They don't want to be in the same place anymore, and they're going as far as possible. Again, last player from Relentless is none other than Zeusa. For the second time, the game in Sanhok, Zeus was basically the only person remaining from the team, and again, he's the only person remaining for his team again, and he's going to be forced to get as many placement points as possible. Even for the kill points, they need to get them up. They need to start have as much engagement as possible, because if they don't, Relentless Esports will lose many points throughout this fight. But we have nades, they're getting cooked up. Zeus just keeping it safe. They're hoping that the nades don't get anything happening on them. Zeus does get damaged again, and one more nade and Zeus will be taken back slowly. All he has to do is go as far away as possible. The nades are definitely connecting. Zeus is not backing out. He's going to take on the fight, and we have a Kobe, and it is none other than Bomboclat. I don't know about you, but you have to say it a little bit slowly. You know, even how he's squinting his eyes there. It's like, Bomboclat. And of course, you have to look and play the part. And it is a GG's to you, Bomboclat, getting that kill for a later esports. Uh, 10 teams remaining. Fifth phase of the zone, again to the sixth phase of the zone. We have Death Doors there, Phoenix. Looking at the players from Generation Z, Malibu and his teammate need to be a little bit careful because Phoenix right now is trying to cook up a nade. I'm not sure if I'm seeing my own things, but they seem to have 12 eliminations in their back. Generation Z player Thomas Tasket, Kobe right on his face there by the player from Death Doors, and Malibu as well has been taken back to lobby. So basically, one player from Death Doors did take out a whole duo from Generation Z, taking them all the way back to lobby, and now we can see what is happening. Pain Africa players now taking on the players from Ocean Galaxy Nades, S12K Nox. We have is it Bonnie? What? I thought it was Bonnie or what? We have Ocean Galaxy, they are trying to get a revive. On the Nocta teammate, we have the players from Death Rows right behind them. They're going to be engaging in this fight as soon as they notice there's a fight happening. This might be their chance to third party this fight. A beautiful Kobe. Death Rows, like I said, will take any chance and third party this fight. They get a Kobe on the players from Ocean Galaxy. Hardy is still engaging in that fight, throwing nades. Pain Africa as well, trying to get something happening on the player from Ocean Galaxy and for the players of Death Rows. They're just having the time of their life. Third party in this fight from afar. Team Unique as well joining this party. You can see how many teams are engaging in a fight right now. Sixth phase of the zone, going to the seventh phase. Basically, every team right now is engaging in a fight. Invincibles getting pushed in. It's GG's from Unity, taking all the players from Invincibles all the way back to lobby, and now it is gonna be a little bit heavy right now. Neon Force trying to cook up the nades. Their Ocean Galaxy is taken back to lobby. Neon Force, known for their nades as well, might just be getting Kobe or some RRAGE ESPORTS. The nade doesn't really connect. They try to change their position there, but then no mercy. Shows no mercy, tries to get the nades in. Tacos is down, and that means only one person remains standing. Melio changes his position there, might just be the only person to save his team right now. He's not going to be exposed at any point right now. Neon Force looking for the nades there, does get more nades in, and now Melio going in for that push, does try to get a nade, getting cooked up on no mercy, and Melio might just be going back to lobby. The Kobe there, and no mercy with the damage there, has to be careful. Melio with the pre-fire does get the damage, and no mercy does get the last player there, taking him all the way back to lobby from RRAGE ESPORTS. And now we have just the 4 teams remaining. Neon Force, Death Toes, Unique, and Pain Africa. Death Toes, the zone is getting to damage them. They're getting closer to the players from Team Unique. Nades are getting cooked up. Death Toes right outside the window there. Frags, that's the name of the player. That means he's just not a grenadier. I mean, you have to play the part. If your name is Frags, be exactly what you are. Death Toes there, just trying to get a flag happening with the vehicle. And we have the prefers, the S12K, and Frags, the East Down, and Unique have been taken back to lobby. We have nothing else to say, but then GG's to the player there from a Team Unique. We have just 2 teams remaining. Pain Africa are taking on the players from Team Unique. They're quite exposed. They cannot make it to the safe zone easily. Seeing where they are right now, it is getting a little bit intense here. The fights are going to be a little bit intense as well, because Pain Africa, the only thing they can do is smoke their place there and make it to the safe zone without Unique taking them back to lobby. You saw how they took on the players from Death Rows. They actually thought that Unique was eliminated, but then not really. They took on the players from Death Rows, taking them all the way back to lobby. Team Unique right now are going in for that push here. We have a nade flying in perfectly from Pain Africa. Doesn't really land where he is, but that nade almost made sense. Almost got a Kobe on Ziz. The nades are still getting cooked up. The damage on Pain Africa. The nade from Ziz does connect, and he tries to cook up another nade. We're going to be seeing a Kobe on the players from Pain Africa. The nade does go in. The damage is there. Venom does get damaged. The pony or Boney is still damaged as well. Nades flying in again. Venom is down, and now 1 player remains standing. It is Boney. I guess something happened there. Bahali yake Habibi, and it is GG's to the players from Pain Africa, and a good game. Chicken dinner to Unique for getting the winner chicken dinner. I mean Bahali yake, but the chicken dinner did not really connect there from Pain Africa. They had a hard time, and sometimes these things happen. Sometimes you take on a fight and it doesn't go as planned. The zone there, to be honest, was a little bit intense, okay? The zone was a little bit tight for these teams. I don't know how they were going to survive. I don't know what the strategy was going to be. But Pain Africa almost had it, okay? But then Unique players, I think that's the name. The Kobe that got the first knock on Pain Africa player, and now Venom being down, 1 person remaining from Pain Africa, trying to go for that push. You have 2 people right around you. You just matter solo. I mean, that game was just perfect. And we have there the winner chicken dinner starts for Team Unique, Zist getting 3 eliminations, a total of 359 damage. Ellie 2 eliminations, a damage of 259. Frags 2 eliminations, a damage of 297. And we have Mud 4 eliminations, a damage of 469. GG's to you. When it comes to Unique, looking at their death doors stats there, they got 23 points. This is getting out of hand. They got 31 points the previous game, and now they have 23 points. That's really high there. Team Unique coming in 21, Rage 16, Neon Force 11, Pain Africa 8, later Esports Ocean Galaxy 4, Invincible 3, Relentless time with the Generation Z 2 points, Tactical Team and Blacklist 1 point. You have OL Esports, ALTMAGICIANS, LALENA Esports, Epic Esports, and TYCOONS Esports, each getting 0 points from that game. So GG's to you guys as well. It was a well-played match. But you know what, sometimes this happens, and you're almost having a chicken dinner, but then it doesn't really happen your way, and you're taken back to lobby. So GG's again. We have the man of the match. Dose Phoenix gets 6 eliminations, deal a damage of 1,279, does get 3 assists, survival time of 20 minutes and 32 seconds. We have 6 knockouts on his name as well. So GG's to you there. We love to see exactly that there. We love to see it. Beautiful, a beautiful play there from Dose Phoenix, getting the chicken, not really the chicken, the man of the match title. So GG's. We have head-to-head. Death Dose getting 18 eliminations. And Team Unique getting 11. Damage dealt from Death Dose, 3,108. And Team Unique getting 1,384. We have a total knockouts on the sides of 18. And we have Team Unique on getting 8 knockouts, 6 minutes in the blue for Death Dose, and Team Unique getting 0 elimination, 0 time in the blue, sorry, as they made the right rotations during the whole fight. So GG's for that. And congratulations to the winners of the game. That is a Team Unique. Well-deserved winner chicken dinner. Looking at, I believe, the game rotation. Yeah, yes, sir. Looking at the game rotation right now, we have just to see what Death Does, Pain Africa, Unique, and the Neon Force did today. Death Does there did quite very interesting rotation. They started around Pochinki. Pain Africa, as usual, Erangel is just their map there. They always land in Pochinki. You always see them landing there, and of course we love to see them as they try to get their chicken dinner. Death Does on their end did a very late rotation there. They trying to make it to the zone. They had to engage in some fights there right outside Pochinki, and now they got their chance and they went towards the safe zone. We had them going towards Pain Africa, who were in shelter for quite some time. The zone closed in and they were still safe. Unique held the same compound for quite some time before Death Does went in and tried to push them there. Pain Africa as well, they were almost at the same compound right on the across the road from where the players from Unique were. They held that compound for quite some time. They engaged in as many fights as possible that came their way on that side. So of course that might have just helped them, to get their points up and of course get their kill points. But then Death Does as well, they engaged in a lot of third-party fights. A lot of fights happened where Pain Africa was, and Death Does actually engaged in that fight as well. So that's why they got a lot of kills while third part in the fight, and it was actually worth it because they got their kill points up. Even though they were not the winners of the game, they were still the team with the most points when it came to that game. Well, I believe that is it for game 4 tonight, guys. I told you tonight we're having 5 games. That being game 4, we'll be seeing you guys right after the break. Bye. All right, we are officially live tonight for the last game in day one for the finale. These are the PUBG Mobile East Africa Clash games. We are in the finale. And it has been a very interesting night, guys. The people who have been watching the live from the beginning until the end, you have seen how interesting it has been. A lot of action happening here and there. We have had people, unexpected fights. So I don't know what's going to be happening. Excuse me, we are in the last game. Uh, we have teams that are going to be a little bit on the passive side. Some will be on the aggressive side, maybe too comfortable in terms of their points. But before we get to that, let's look at the flight path and see where it's going to. It's coming from Prison all the way to Ahumada. So, of course, we're going to be having teams going to places like El Pozo, Monte Nuevo, Cado, San Martin, Hacienda del Patron, water treatment. As long as it is on their flight, or usually when the flight path is along where they usually land, most teams will opt for that. But we're just gonna give it time and see what happens. But before any action does come our way, as usual, guys, it is something I keep on saying. Big shout out to GP Esports for the Beats production. We are almost coming to an end in the PUBG Mobile East Africa Clash games. When it comes to the sponsors of the event, we have Esports Somalia Association. Bro, what? What? Which team is that and why are they having a hard time already? But we can see RAGE Esports seem to have one or two of their teammates down already. The game has just begun and their teammates have been knocked. Ocean Galaxy getting the upper hand there and getting two players all the way back to lobby. That means they have a better view of what is happening there. Like I said, we're going to be having a lot of interesting games here and there. We're going to be having a lot of fights, either early fights, that is people who are planning to play it a little bit aggressive. And then we'll be having the passive players as well in the game. But like I was saying, big shout out to our sponsors. We have Esports Somalia Association, we have the Kenya PUBG Mobile League, Riveros Foundation Kenya, and as well as the player, some of you know him as Bravo. He's also part of the sponsors, and we appreciate every single sponsor as they come in to sponsor these amazing games. Death Does, they are trying to get a push happening already. Epic has one of their players are down already. The other is in lobby. That means only two players remain standing, and we have their pain sport in Epic 47 does get a knock there, a very interesting knock with a very interesting gun. For the Epic team, they're trying to get the revives as well on their team here. They're trying to have as much happening as possible. They're trying to see how they're going to be taking all the players from Epic and make sure they maintain their position one. So for the other team that is leading, remember, they have been getting nothing but amazing number of kill points. They have been getting up to 21 kills, 21 in a single game. I don't know what Death Does is on, but hey, they're actually doing the most here. We have a Death Does there. I'm trying to get a push there on the player from Pain Africa, spotting one of them, and it is GG's. I mean, the spray there from Hardy was just perfect, getting the player from Epic Esports all the way back to lobby. 16 teams are now remaining. And someone there in the comment section on YouTube said, how long were we going to hold the chicken dinner for Mauritius? Well, we did hold it long enough because Team Unique there was very surprising. They did a very good play. I mean, honestly, I loved how they did their rotations there. They wanted to be patient, and it finally paid out. They got the chicken dinners. So I hope they do the same strategy in this last game of the night. We have watched 4 games so far. It has been very fun. To be honest, I've enjoyed every single one of them. New subs, new likes. Thank you so much for joining the party. Make sure you like it, subbing as much as you can. There we have the ALTMAGICIANS just watching all the players from Relentless, and we have the pre-fires from the players of ALTMAGICIANS. They're trying to get a knock here, the push here on the players from Relentless Esports. I mean, Relentless has a lot of fans there in the comments section, trying to, do their thing here, trying to get the damage, trying to get as much as possible happening on their end, because at the end of the day, they had to make their fans as proud as possible. ALTMAGICIAN player Kevin just waiting on Zeus there to make a mistake. They smoke another place. The nade does fly in, goes towards Zeus. Doesn't really get a Kobe happening on him there, but then they're going to be trying to get the push happening. Zeus with the S12K has proven time and time again that he knows how to use that S12K, and the G-Man there with the UMP as well. They're basically moving around these buildings, waiting for someone to make a mistake. ALTMAGICIAN player Kevin going towards the players that they're from Relentless. They're really trying to figure out How are they going to go for that push? How are they going to be handling this fight? Only have the magician player Kevin. We want to be confident going for that push on Relentless. The damage there on Calvin is a little bit high there, and he's forced to retreat. So is the damage on the players from Relentless. As you can see, Nate is quite damaged there. You have seen how he has been exposed to the damage. We have Smoke there trying to get the pre-fires. Nate and his teammates do not want to engage, and we have Jim and they're getting knocked. Nate as well trying to go in for that push. Everyone literally from ALTMAGICIANS going in for that push on Nate. He was quite low, and they ensured that they took him all the way back to lobby. And now Relentless Esports will be forced to try and find a way of surviving. Their players are being taken back to lobby. Magicians are still in the game. Only one of their players is down. Nate there. Khalid, they're trying to get the revive on the player that is a Nate. I don't know what he's going to be doing, but then it's looking a little bit tense on the side for Relentless. There are two players remaining. We have the ALTMAGICIANS trying to get the revive. Zeus here trying to get the P-Fires, the S12K, waiting on the players to go in for that push. I don't know if they're going to be doing it now, because all the teams right now are really lacking in terms of their meds. We have an ALTMAGICIAN player with the flank there. Probably his strategy is to wait it out, but then a Kobe, oh my days, Relentless Esports, they're having a hard time. They're being taken back slowly one by one. The Magicians have the upper hand. They have some loot compared to Relentless. They have the nades. Relentless, on the other hand, they do not have the grenades to engage in this fight. So I don't know how they're going to be doing this or how they're planning to do this, but let's just wait and see what their plan is, to be honest, because they're losing the fight. They're calling the FPV here, trying to get a fight up in there, but then Nate as well, trying to get a knock here, doesn't really work out. And for Relentless Esports, it is GG's in the last game of the night there. We have now TYC as well, losing players one by one. Team Unique as well, having Invincibles right in front of them. TYC losing players one by one, but we are going to be seeing a fight here between Team Unique and Invincibles, probably a fight we have been waiting to see for quite some time now. TYCOONS Esports having just two players remaining, Smith and Butcher. And now the players from Death Doors are really going for that push on the players from TYC. You can see Hardy really going towards the players there from TYC. Mozart is quite low. They are lacking in terms of loot. They have no meds. The zone is closing in. The zone is a little bit damaged. They need to go as far away as possible from Death Doors. They have a perfect spray. They might be able to knock the players from TYC as they try to retreat. So it is not really a good call to engage in this fight this early. But probably if it is part of their strategy, then who are we to judge? Looking at the zone now, it is closing in, going to the second phase of the zone. There we have teams are going to be forced to come in towards St. Martin, Picardo, Graveyard. These places are in the safe zone. When you look at La Cobreria, team like Pain Africa, OL Esports are going towards water treatment right now. Death Doors and TYC coming around from El Pozo. So a lot of teams are going to be forced, to do their best to get their points up as much as possible. But for now, it's looking a little bit heavy on these teams that we have nades getting cooked up, OL Esports getting pushed by the blacklist players. We have not seen Gizi in quite some time, and it's to see Gizi in his element there. We saw him with the Kobe's. We saw him doing that thing. Actually, it's Spain Africa. That was blacklist there. We have Venom there getting a knock, almost getting a fast here on the player from OL Esports, and we have G up there with the immediate reflex, and we have Emperor going in for that push, getting the knock immediately with the DBS going in for that push again. Does get pre-fire there with the player from OL Esports. Still going in for that push. Emperor ready with the DBS. Does get the pre-fires, and blacklist player there is taken back to lobby. So it is basically blacklist and Pain Africa as well in the same place. There we have a Pain Africa player Pony as well going in for that push. Need to be careful because Zyrox is already on fire, taking another player from blacklist all the way back to lobby. But then Pain Africa comes in and they're disadvantaged when they have players down and they take on the players from Royal Esports all the way back to lobby. So it is GG's to you guys. Good stuff there coming from the players for Pain Africa. So far we have just the 13 teams remaining. 4 teams have been taken back to lobby already, and of course I don't think that was part of their plan to go back to lobby this early. It is past the last game of the finals in day 1. Tomorrow will be the last day of the finals. So where will your team be as soon as these games end? There we can see another player from later Esports going in for that push on the players from Invincible. Spiky has been a comment there in the comment section where people asking where is Spiky, and he is here in your eyes. Waiting for you guys to give him a chance to show that he can actually be as good as you guys are saying he is, and he tries to get that retreat happening there. Remember, if you're watching the live on YouTube, TikTok, tap on your screens. If it is YouTube, hit the like button, subscribe. If you get to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Invincibles right now trying to go in for that push as well. They have the players from later esports also retreating. Luckily, that means this fight would be happening right now, and it is totally okay as long as they know what they're doing, as long as they have a plan in mind. That's what really matters. Invincibles players just taking their time tonight. For the last game, we cannot see a Rough Rider Zaba here trying to get up at the house here. Just because it's not in Miramar, but I have a feeling if it was there in Miramar, then we'd have Zaba probably moving around with the horse. I don't know why he's fond of that horse, but yo, a horse in a competitive scene? Nah, doesn't work like that, okay? Doesn't work like that. We can see the fire here from Pain Africa trying to get the damage down Neon Force. Neon Force, they have also been playing a slow game as well. They have been taking their sweet time. ALTMAGICIANS having their players that knocked down one by one. Pain watching the ALTMAGICIANS players. The damage there on Pain is quite high. That means the ALTMAGICIANs have a perfect spray. And now Pain trying to heal up, trying to get ready to get into that damage again. And he's going to be getting something happening on the players from ALTMAGICIANs. Either he'll be getting them all the way back to lobby, or he'll also be going back to lobby in this game. Zone is about to close in. Looking at the safe zone right now, we have San Martin having two teams on that side. Later, esports just right on the edge of San Martin, probably will be third party there. But then we have ALTMAGICIANs having their push here on the Death Throws team. Pain is still up there, a little bit far, but sometimes you don't really need to engage for anything to happen. You can just either go away from this fight or engage if you want to. But then remember, guys, like I said, you need to have your points up as much as possible. This is the finale. You have only 2 days to get your points up. 10 games to be played tonight alone. You have finished 5 games in total. That means when you go into play now in the second day of the finals, you need to get your points up as well. Try as much as possible to be the MVP as well, because you all know MVPs are going to be getting something from this as well, and they'll be having a good time in terms of the cash prizes they will be winning in this game. We have the ALTMAGICIANs waiting on to engage the players from the those a beautiful knock there. That means ALTMAGICIANs will be ready to go in for that push. Zendex will not be ready to go in for that push. You can see the pre-fires ready, waiting patiently for some to come in, and we have the UMP pre-fire, and he's down as well, and that means one person remains, and it is Pain. He luckily was far away from his teammate, and the players from ALTMAGICIANs know that he is right above them there. Zendex is quite aware that he's there, and he's going to be looking for a chance to get that knock happening on a Pain, but he's holding a very high ground. So going for that push might not be as easy as it looks, but then Death Doors has already lost a couple of players right now, taking them all the way back to lobby. So GG's on that fight there, and good stuff to the players from ALTMAGICIANs. They are finally pulling up their socks. They're finally changing their strategy. They're finally coming up with ways to survive when it comes to the last game of the night, getting their kill points up, getting their placement points up as well. They need to have all that up so that anything that comes their way might not hit them as a surprise, but will be the perfect recipe for a winner chicken dinner for their game. But as I can say, like I keep on saying, guys, like, share, and subscribe if you have yet to do that, because that is the only way you're going to be supporting the live stream, since I didn't activate my super chats. But it is fine. So we have the team unique players in Hacienda. You can see them just watching around the place here. They have Invincibles right above them as well. RRAGE Esports holding Hacienda quite patiently, waiting for a team to push them on that end. Looking at the safe zone, it does go towards the northern side of Miramar. There we have Hacienda Del Patron, being a very safe place to be in. Water treatment as well. Tactical team holding the northern side of water treatment, far away from any fight that is going to be happening. Looking at Hacienda Del Patron as well. Then we have a team there. They're not really in any fight, because we have Unique, we have LALENA Esports, Pain Africa, Later Esports, Generation Z. All these teams are right there. We have TYCOONS Esports as well. Ocean Galaxy seems to be in their thing as well, just waiting to make a very late rotation. ALTMAGICIANs might also be going towards the safe zone. They have been waiting on the player there from Death Doors, just to make sure he does not cause any trouble on their end. We have 12 teams remaining in the game. The fights are now going to be a little bit intense. Death Doors, unfortunately for them, in the last game, they will not be getting 20 points from just 2 points alone. Later Esports there, Bomboclat getting damaged. You can see Bumbleclad, they're trying to retreat, trying to go as far away as possible, because you can see the damage there. TYCOONS Esports engaging in that fight, third party, and trying to get as much damage on the players from Later Esports as possible. We have Bumbleclad just watching this, just getting damaged, sorry, by TYC Smith as he tries to go in for that push there, waiting on the players from Later Esports to make a mistake. Ticks waiting patiently, waiting on the players from TYC as they try to get the damage on their players. Remember, the zone is about to close in. This is Miramar. As soon as we make it to the fifth phase, the fight will be a little bit intense. The first Miramar game, we waited till the fourth and fifth phase of the zone, and then we had up to 16 teams, not even, only one team had been taken back to lobby. All these teams were still in the game. So I don't know what people are waiting for, why they want to engage in fights that late. But you know what, if that strategy works for you, then why not go ahead and do that thing. We have the players from Generation Z getting damaged there. We have the Magicians again taking on another team. They are really in a good mood tonight. I don't know about you, but ALTMAGICIANS are having the time of their lives. Invincibles as well, getting closer to the Generation Z players. Azaki trying to cook up a nade. Is going to be a Kobe on that side. Invincibles as well feeling a bit pressured because they have the players from ALTMAGICIANS passing by towards where they are. Generation Z having players getting knocked by the zone. ALTMAGICIANS players coming from the back. Invincibles is basically going to be sandwiched because Generation Z is on one side and then the ALTMAGICIANS on the other side. So of course there's going to be some sandwiching. It's going to be a little bit intense for the players here. We're going to be waiting to see how that transpires for them. TYCOONS are losing players one by one with just one person remaining. TYC Smith. Smokey, they're getting knocked by the zone. I don't know how much in the zone is. But then it seems like teams are getting damaged one by one. And it is totally okay. I mean, this thing happen at the end of the day. Sometimes you just try to have a good time in the game, but it just not isn't given anymore. It just isn't your day, sorry. When it comes to the game, we have Later Esports there. Waiting on the players from Generation Z right above them. And for Later Esports, they were able to take on the players from TYC, take them all the way back to lobby. Quite unfortunate for them as well. We have just 11 teams remaining. We are going to be moving to the fifth phase of the zone. Zenex and Magicians are getting pushed there by Later Esports. Finally, some action for us. And you have Zenex there, the Weavers. That's get the fast knock in on Bumbleclad, trying to take him all the way back slowly. But then Danger, watching this from afar, does get the cover fire on his teammate. And the players from Later Esports have survived the wave of ALTMAGICIANS. So basically, the magic juice from ALTMAGICIANS has come to an end. And now all they can do is just wait for tomorrow and play the last day in the finals. And looking at Generation Z right now, trying to make it to the safe zone. The zone is looking a little bit friendly here, going to Hacienda and water treatment. Only one team is holding water treatment, and that is Pain Africa. They are in the safe zone right now. They are in the safest place to be in. We have Kazoos. They're going for that push. And Neon Force player does get the damage there. And the DBS from Kazoos does take him all the way back to lobby. It was an easy kill there for Kazoos because there's just one person remaining from Neon Force. 9 teams remaining. Invincibles players are getting exposed to Team Unique, and they have been taken back to lobby as well. I don't know about you in the comment section, but do you think Team Unique will be getting a 2-for-2 tonight? Will they be getting a winner chicken dinner for the second time in a row tonight? Or will they be leaving this game to another team? So far, we have not had similar teams getting the chicken dinners. I don't know about Team Unique. They seem to be looking towards a chance of getting the chicken dinner again. Already 2 players from their team are down. They're getting the revives likely for them. But then as soon as the zone closes in, they're going to be forced to start moving. And of course, the fight will be happening there. There will be a lot of damage. There will be a lot of unnecessary knocks from the blue zone. There will be a lot of third-party fights. So let's just see how this plays out and what is going to be happening when it comes to this last game of the night, and that is in Miramar. Looking at the zone right now, seeing what is happening. Teams are a little bit safe there. Pain Africa right now is going to be forced to go into this the other side of the zone. They are not really safe anymore because the zone has moved far away from the water treatment. Lalenna Esports, they're waiting on the player from Team Unique. Good damage there, but then Haley does get knocked there by TT Sexy, and that means only 3 players remain standing from Team Unique. Zist and his teammates have been the last ones standing. That is Frags and Madman. The damage there from Lalenna. TT Sexy trying to get another knock here on the players from Unique. The damage is actually there. TT 56. He does not want to stop, but then Akobi comes in from LALENA, and that means that Unique is down. Tries to get the damage there again, but they get that party. Unique as well does get pushed there. Chillboy with another knock. Ocean Galaxy that part in this fight, and they have another player down from LALENA. It is not looking easy anymore because every single team right now is closing in. Team Unique is trying to survive this side now. The smokes, the cover from the vehicles, but are they going to be surviving this, to be honest? Everyone is a third part in this fight. Madman there with the perfect spray does get 2 knocks in there on the players from Generation Z. I don't think that will be happening now because Zeus trying to get the damage there on Madman as he tries to change his position. It's going to be a little bit tricky for these players. They are going to be exposed to third-party fights. They're going to be exposed to people trying to make it to the safe zone. And 14 minute Madman does start to get the push there. The DPS started getting the damage there on Madman. The pre-fire was perfect. But then finally, the last spray is for Generation Z. And the players from Team Unique have been taken back to lobby. I spoke too soon, but I thought they were the ones who were going to get the winner chicken dinner because they looked a little bit confident and they looked like the odds were on their side. Zone is about to move again. We have LALENA ESPORTS so trying to pick up some maze on Generation Z. Ocean Galaxy that part in the fight there. Levi trying to get anything happening here, but then does get 1 knock only, and now he's going to be forced to go back to lobby as Generation Z and Ocean Galaxy get the revives on the knocks he had just gotten. 6 teams remaining. Later ESPORTS, RAGE ESPORTS is in the game. Probably RAGE will be the team that gets 2 for 2. I don't know about you, but that might just be the case. We have a RAGE taking on Ocean Galaxy. Dybala has been unlocked and passed it. Armand, they're trying to cook up a nade. Is it going to be a Kobe on Thomas? He needs to be careful on that nade. He might be giving him his back right now, and he's exposed damage there from Armand. And we have Generation Z being taken back to lobby. 5 teams remaining. In the next 10 seconds, it's gonna be GG's, and we're gonna be knowing which team has the winner chicken dinner. Ocean Galaxy players trying to change their position, but then they're spotted by Pain Africa. We have RAGE ESPORTS getting the knock, but then Pain Africa immediately steals that kill. I mean, that's exactly how a competitive team should be. If they can take the kill, then why not later ESPORTS taken back slowly. 4 teams remaining. Tactical team, Ocean Galaxy, Pain Africa, and RAGE ESPORTS. Ocean Galaxy player No Face been just got a solo, has been spotted. They're trying to get as much kills for his teammate as possible. Pew there with the P-fires. Nade's getting cooked up by Slazy. Pain Africa right outside him. Ocean Galaxy player taken back to lobby. Pain Africa will now be forced to take on the players of RAGE ESPORTS. The Nades are getting cooked up. Tactical team just right outside the fence there. We have Pew trying to cook up a Kobe. But is it gonna work? Slazy, they're trying to get a POV. Pain Africa player Ammo getting spotted there by Stone. The sprays there don't really connect, doesn't really get any damage on the Pain Africa player. And now RAGE ESPORTS has to engage in that fight against Tactical team. And Pain Africa nade flies in directly on a Tactical player Stone. The damage, of course, on Ammo is actually there. And you have the fast knock in. Tactical team getting the player from Pain Africa. You and his teammate are basically watching this fight from afar, trying to cook up as many nades as possible. For Stone here, he's also looking for a chance to go in for that push, trying to third party the fight here. Pain Africa is surrounded. Tactical team is coming in slowly, creeping in slowly, snaking, using the fence, using everything that they can use to make it to the safe zone. Pain Africa player Venom trying to cook up a nade. He's going to be a Kobe on Tactical team player Stone. He's right outside him. Slazy as well, looking for a chance to engage, looking for every single loophole just to get a knock on the players of Pain Africa or Tactical team. Stone here trying to get closer, has been spotted, and it's going to be GG's for Stone there. It's going to be a knock and an immediate thrust on from Pain Africa. It is GG's. Now we have just 3 teams remaining. Tactical team, Pain Africa, and RAGE ESPORTS. Still the same teams. Tactical team having just 1 player remaining. Venom has been spotted. Beno Baby takes the opportunity, takes him down, and that means he has exposed his location right now. The players are from RAGE ESPORTS, so the tactical player Beno Baby is right on their side here. And if just they had the perfect nade, they might just be getting a Kobe. The zone is about to close in now. We are going to be having a little bit of an intense day here. Beno Baby does get a knock again on Fireboy. I mean, he's the mouse in this whole thing. He's just, passing by unnecessarily, waiting for someone to, lose focus, and just you pass by right next to him, he gets you. And that's exactly what Beno Baby is doing right now, waiting for every single chance to take on the players from Pain Africa. He's not letting anyone, and I mean literally anyone, have the time of their life. He's basically waiting for every single chance to third party take them by surprise. Pain Africa players just try to get a Kobe there on the RAGE ESPORTS player. One of their teammates is already damaged, and you can see they've gotten their revive, but it's not looking easy right now. Beno Baby trying to snake his way into the safe zone. Pew Pew does get a nade on his side, does get the damage on tactical player, but then another nade flies in. Is it gonna be a Kobe? They go outside, they go towards him, and Beno Baby is down now. Pain Africa versus RRAGE Esports. Is it gonna be Pain Africa? Is it gonna be RRAGE Esports? Are we going to be seeing another chicken dinner for RRAGE Esports tonight? Pew Pew and his teammates Lazy trying to get anything happening there. They're getting pushed. Pew Pew is low. Pain Africa coming in with that push. We have players of RRAGE Esports getting surrounded, and Pain Africa get their winner chicken dinner. I mean, yeah, it was the last game of the night, and finally Pain Africa do get the chicken dinner for their team. I mean, it was definitely worth it. They have finally gotten their chicken dinner. It's not an easy thing to do, to be honest. It's not easy to, get your kills up, get your rotation. That place is a little bit crowded. Tactical team, Pain Africa, RRAGE Esports, all these teams are at the same place, They're trying to survive. They're trying to get to the safe zone. They're trying to get the kills there. I mean, Beno Baby was causing trouble the whole time. Pain Africa was just chilling. Imagine if Beno Baby kept on disturbing them, and maybe one player was taken back slow. It would have been a little bit intense there for them. But you know what? It is GG's. Look at the winner chicken dinner starts. We have Pain Africa player Amo. 4 eliminations, a damage of 533. We have Fireboy, 3 eliminations, a damage of 390. Venom, 1 elimination, a damage of 647, and we have Boney, 4 eliminations and a damage of 537. That Boney is very much bahali yake, but you know what? It is what it is. And GG's to you, Pain Africa, again for the beautiful winner chicken dinner. We have a look at the stats there. Pain Africa does get 22 total points for that game. Ocean Galaxy 12, RRAGE and ALTMAGICIANS each getting 9 points. We have Generation Z getting 8. Later Esports are getting 6 together, a tactical team. We have Team Unique and Deathers at 5 points each. OL Esports 4, LALENA Esports 3, Neon Force 2, Invisibles 2, Blacklist and TYC 1 point each, and Epic Esports and Relentless 0 points each from that game. Again, GG's to you, Pain Africa, for the winner chicken dinner. We have a man of the match. Very interesting pose there. He knew what he was doing. Generation Z player Kazuz getting 5 eliminations, a damage of 695, 1 assist, survives a total of 20 minutes and 27 seconds, and a total knockouts on his side as 2. So GG's again to you, Generation Z player Kazuz, for getting man of the match title. Pain Africa versus head-to-head with Ocean Galaxy. Pain Africa getting 12 eliminations, Ocean Galaxy getting 8. Damage dealt by Pain Africa 2,107. Ocean Galaxy doing a damage of 885. Pain Africa getting 10 knockouts, Ocean Galaxy getting 4. Total time in the blue 3 seconds for Pain Africa, 2 minutes and 15 seconds for Ocean Galaxy. GG's again to Pain Africa for that beautiful winner chicken dinner. Looking at how they did their zone rotation there, Ocean Galaxy and RRAGE Esports. Pain Africa there came from La Cobreria, so basically they had a good time there. The zone was them. They landed at the best place. They had the safe zone. They were not exposed to any blue zone damage. They just took their time, having 12 eliminations. Of course, came in with the rotations they made. They tried to make it the water treatment. They met a team like Tactical there. They went towards Hacienda del Patron. Hacienda was also a little bit crowded there. Pain Africa was basically playing it a little bit slow. We saw them engaging in fights a little bit later in the game. That's when we saw them getting the knocks, the fast, and now the elimination points were going up, and they got 12 elimination points in their bag. So again, GG's to you, Pain Africa. That was actually a really, really good rotation there. We're waiting on RRAGE Esports. I mean, tactical player there. He was very patient, to be honest. Beno Baby didn't even want to move a muscle. He basically waited for the fight. He waited it out, guys, and was watching Pain Africa and RRAGE have a whole back-to-back, trying to get a chance, to third party. But he was almost having it. He got the knocks on Pain Africa, but then because he was outnumbered and his teammate got knocked and taken back